Yo ho ho.
Hey, you aren't
Right
Blaine.
Yep.
What's going on here?
I'm guessing he added us in because he has to do so. Never
It
mind.
literally.
There he is. I didn't even know you could do that. Add people in without you being in there first.
Yeah, I can. As long as I'm backstage, I can put anybody in or out. But no, I as soon as I went to go turn on the fans, that everything was ready, and I came back, my camera was frozen, but it was just it was the OBS was frozen, so I had to restart it real quick.
Gotcha.
Oh baby! All right, everybody, welcome to the 53rd Fun Time Friday. This is my Freedom Friday. This is no more Fire Emblem Friday. It's only Fires of Rubicon now. So, kampai, everybody. I'm drinking a burr. Big old burr. It says Cascade Fog on it because I'm from the Cascades and Spokane's close enough to count as local for me. So, kampai, everybody.
Kampai.
Oh, baby. Okay. What's been going on in everybody's week?
Oh man, it's been a relatively slow week for me. In fact, I mean, Ahsoka still sucks, and then other than that, I haven't really done a whole lot. I've just been playing some video games, making YouTube content, and living the dream. What about you?
I'll tell you boys this. You know who's the number one op?
Op?
Yeah.
Like operative?
No, like,
Operation?
man, never mind. You know who's the number one enemy? The number one
Who's the
enemy?
number one enemy?
Your parents, okay? You know what my mom did? You know what my mom did?
What'd she do?
She put the wrong... She, didn't add the apartment number on my Amazon. Did I already mention this?
Yeah, you said the Amazon was set up wrong without the apartment number, but now you're throwing your mom under the bus?
Yeah, she's the
Come
one.
on, big boy, put your pants on and
She's the one. Who did it. She's like, Michael, you gotta have this, okay? I'm sending it to you on Amazon, okay? It just never arrives, and I'm like, hey, it never showed up. She's like, shit, I gotta return it then.
Oh, I see. Pops, well,
Hey,
How you doing, bud?
I love whenever
Hey,
Pops
good, man.
talks, his whole screen indicates that volume is coming through. I love it.
yeah.
Oh. All right. So in my life, I finally got to use Tiny Truck for truck-worthy activities.
Ooh, lay it on us. How'd that go?
Beauty.
So I ordered, we're making a concrete mold that we can reuse. So I'm using melamine because it's nice and smooth. And so I was like, oh, I'll get two sheets of melamine. They'll be 4x8. I got a Tahoe. We'll haul it. No problem. I was like, oh yeah, the Tahoe is wide enough to fit it. We get there, we load it in, and it's sticking out way too far for me to even try to tie down the hatch or anything like that to get it to actually work. And I was like, oh no, I gotta run back home and come back with the truck. I told the guy. And then I came back with the Tiny Truck. And with the Tiny Truck, with the bed folded down, there's only 1 foot of the melamine board that's sticking out the back of the bed. So it was perfectly safe. Tied it down. We were good to go. It was perfect.
That's fantastic.
Love when that happens.
Yeah. I was like, oh, heck yeah. I can finally use my truck as a truck. I've been memeing. I've been memeing that the Tiny Truck has this same size bed as a full-size F-150. And it finally happened. Hold on, I'll pull it up. That way everyone can see this beauty. Bingo. Bongo. So these are 4 feet across, 8 feet long MDF panels here.
It finally happened. I've been memeing about the size of the bed on the Tiny Truck for so long, and we finally had a load that didn't fit in the Tahoe.
So you can
but
see
was
it.
Perfect.
It just barely sticks out the back, and those didn't fit in my full-size hauls 8 people Tahoe. But the little Tiny
That is
Truck I shipped
awesome.
over from a foreign country worked great. I loved it. I was like, yes, it worked. And then today I learned a valuable lesson. A valuable lesson I didn't think I would learn. So as a child I was a bit of a pyromaniac, we'll say. I like things that went burn. I like things that went boom. So I did a lot of that. Today, I found this old Kingsford. This old, like, look at that. If you saw that in your cabinet and you were like, oh, I got some charcoal to get lit, would you light it with that? You're like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
it's not going to go bad. What's wrong with it? You know, it's old Kingsford. So I grab it, I pop it open, I start squeezing,
Kingsford is yellowed from age.
and it
Don't
shattered. It shattered so
Whoa.
bad, I had to go get a hose because the fire started pouring like into the driveway. I was like, oh no! My thumb just went into it, and like somehow it was like enough fell out that it brought the fire down, and like my arm didn't catch fire or anything like that, because like I was expecting like burnt forearm hair for like the rest of the day, but no, I survived there. But yeah, that thing, it was just, it was like, oh, I guess when you have some old lighter fluid, maybe gently pour it into another container before you try to use it.
Check
That's
the date on that
awesome.
sucker. Oh man.
Was not expecting that, but I also wasn't wearing, like, I was just wearing like my I use like not latex, what's that other material that like rubbery
Nitrile?
gloves come in? Nitrile. Yeah, I had like my nitrile gloves on for like handling the barbecue meat and stuff, so like I was like, oh yeah, I got this, and just but man, if I wasn't like a little bit closer, I just have that nitrile just melted to my hand. That would have sucked. You ever had that, Pops? You ever had a nitrile glove melt to your hand?
Oh no, I haven't had any like burn injuries like that. But
Oh.
I just like you. I did like my fire when I was younger. You know, we lived on a big property, and we 5 acres, and we had grass, and you know, my dad would burn it in the summertime. And yeah, I got a hold of a bottle of gas. You
Yeah.
know, and so I'm just like playing. I'm like just like dump, and then the fire would flare up, and I'd be like dump, and the fire would flare up. Then I dumped a little too much, and it followed all the way up into the bottle. I was like, ah! I screamed. I threw the bottle in the air. I ran away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That was we always found that old bottle of Grandpa's fuel, because I'm from a fishing family, if you're not aware. So rowboats that are sitting out all year, and then they just get thrown into the lake, and you start casting your rod. And there's this bottle, and we were like, what the heck is this? We pop it open. Oh, it's got to be fuel, because it's a little outboard engine. Cool. All right, put it back together. We're out on the boat doing some fishing. Bottle rolls out from under the bench. Grandpa reaches down, grabs it. Oh! Pops the cap and takes a swig of the damn stuff. And you're like, what the hell?
Whoa.
Nowadays, it's like, oh yeah, it's probably just some like old ass Everclear or something. But man, as a child, when you smell that and your nose inflames, you're like, I'm not gonna touch that anymore. I'm gonna light stuff on fire with it now. Oh my goodness. No, I had a nitrile glove melt onto my hand. I think it was from the heat from the headers from the engine we were working on, because we were like inside doing the starter on this old 390 Ford engine, and the headers go around the starter, and we had just turned it off and like figured out, you know, what we were going with. And just being in that, like, where the headers are was warm enough that it, like, melted onto the back of my hand, and I, like, peel off, like, a layer of skin with it when I took it off. It was
Every
hot.
bit of what you said made me violently ill.
It's not pleasant. I'll take it over, like, actual, like, third-degree burns, but, man, that top layer, losing it, it hurts for, like, a month. Like, what's up, NH? How you doing?
Yeah, you get like a slight wind over your hand, and you're just like screaming in pain, eh?
Exactly. You're like a child. You're like, ah! Who's the new guys? NH. Have you met? Oh, I'll add names, I guess. That'd be the kind.
Ta-da.
That would be Leon.
This is Leon from Words of Paradise.
Hey, how you doing? When you said new guys, so I was like, who's he talking about? Because at this point, I've been here like 2 months or something.
Yeah. NH only shows up when I'm playing Pokemon Moemon editions. So
Or Fire Emblem.
That's when I first joined. Actually, it
Or
was like
Fire
your
Emblem.
last 2 sessions of that.
yeah.
It was great. It was adorable.
Oh no, Alex Moore. Tell YouTube to stuff it and see if the bot can write it through Discord. Leon, you look like moist critical. Well, he's much more critical and a little less moist, I think.
What are you
Except
talking
tonight.
about?
You look a
Yeah,
little
that's-
moist
that's-
tonight,
As
man.
somebody who's afraid of water to begin with, I loathe water. But yeah, I'm very critical. This is true. I'm like 2 steps away from being a Karen. 2 steps in a surgery away from being a Karen.
He was very scared while watching the One Piece live action.
And yet somehow I praised it. It was I'm the last folk you'd expect to fucking praise that show, but I was.
It's true. You're the last one I would expect. I don't know.
Yeah, you
I
got
don't
up
think
on
you
camera.
are, actually. The more I meet you, the more I learn about you, the more I feel like you're a guy who's like hunting for something that's good.
I
And so when
want
you
things
find
to be
something that's good enough, it's like I came across this video this other day, this guy's channel where he bought like a steak in like Northern California. And
Oh,
he's like
steak.
hunting
Okay,
for
You said steak. I thought you meant like the meat. I'm like, yeah, I cook steak every week. You're right. Sorry.
no, like
There
a
you go,
gold
Go on.
steak. He's like, yeah, he's got a gold steak, and so he's like, I'm looking for gold, and he'll find other stuff. He's like, whoa, look today, I found lead, and it's like it's not gold, but it's still like something exciting for him to find. So I feel like you're panning through the mud, and like sometimes you're kicking like Ashoka out of your little sifter, but you find that chunk of lead that is like One Piece, and you're like, hey, it's still metal. Like you're so happy
That's
about
so
it.
Correct. I truly do want things to be good. Like I know people go onto YouTube and they make videos that are angry to content farm. Ahsoka's really the first thing I've done that with. Usually, I go into stuff with good faith, wanting it to be good. I don't usually review things unless I'm over the moon happy with it. The only exceptions are Ahsoka and Chainsaw Man, and I had to make a Chainsaw Man review real early in my channel because I was so underwhelmed with that show. But I went in expecting to like it.
Yeah, your taste is trash. That show's great.
I think
You're
here,
outnumbered
Michael.
this time, Michael.
NH is on the Discord. He's posting Moemon pics you should look at.
I'm
It's the,
pulling it
newest
up now.
Moemon
As soon as
appreciation.
he said Moemon appreciation, I was like, on it.
I really like the one bottom, just actually the entire bottom right corner is very nice.
It's,
Orange, Aragam-ish, and Kiri. And Fuwu,
Okay.
but we've already seen Fuwu's.
Welcome, anime guy. Oh no. It's anime guy with his copyrighted audio trying to get my channel yeeted before I reach 500.
Speaking
Oh,
of,
you don't have-
congratulations on getting 400. That's awesome.
Right?
Yes,
And like
it is.
Yeah.
these
nicely
shorts,
done.
man, they're finally killing it. I remember a year ago, Nick Ricada was like, shorts are how you really kill it in the YouTube game. And I was like, okay, cool. And so I started doing shorts. But what I was doing is I was taking videos on my channel and I was making like highlight shorts where I was just saying, oh, edit into short from the video. And you get 50, 60 views off of that, which is, you know, nice if your channel has no subs. But like when you've got some subs, you're like 50, 60 views. That's a live stream that I
It's a
could do.
pittance.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas like filming from the phone app and then uploading direct from the phone app, way better views, even compared to having a downloaded video
So are
that
you
you
doing it from the
upload to the
YouTube phone
system.
app?
From the YouTube phone app.
Okay,
yeah.
so even better than that, I swear to you, this is how I did. I've had fucking shorts get like 40, 50K views. I use CapCut. It's got so
Okay.
many more. It's like a full-on like paid-for editing software, but for free on your phone. And I made all when I was doing shorts. I made all my shorts with CapCut. The reason I stopped doing shorts, unless it's something I really want to cover in short form, is because I'm worried it'll take away from my regular long-form videos.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I just want to hit that milestone that activates the monetization that makes it
Right,
so that
well,
my
that,
videos
that's why
aren't
I was
like
doing it.
shadow
Like, I would
banned.
post shorts. Yeah, I would post shorts, get like 4 or 5 new subs per short. I was doing at least one short every day, and then when I hit because this is before YouTube put the 500 subscriber thing, so I hit it before that was a thing. So it's like once I got over 1,000 subs, I was like, all right, I'm done. Let's just only make shorts when it's like necessary, because I also don't want to like stretch the short stuff out into a 10-minute video just like for the view duration and whatnot. I feel like that's a scummy practice, but
Yeah. Now my
Shorts are a pain in the ass. I don't
My
like 'em.
shorts game is if I say, you know, when you're like walking through the day and you like say something that like makes you giggle in your head, I do that as a short. If you're going through the day and you're like, hey, I accomplished a thing, I just take a quick film of it and then unboxing, because between between my rally car, the Yakimono food truck, the 3D printing that I like, all the stuff that I do, the yard work now, there's always something coming to my house from Amazon, and like some of my tool unboxing videos are like the best, and it's like the cheap Amazon caliper. I'm like, yeah, this will be pretty good, but it's got a weird thing in the box, and people are like, whoa, what is the weird thing? Like, I don't know.
It's amazing what people latch on to. And you know what? I'm feeling kind of spry tonight. I'm gonna go on somewhat camera. I gotta turn it on here. Gotta turn on the camera.
You
There
know
we
how
go.
you really tell if the shorts are doing well, Blaine? You take a video feed with your camera of your computer screen as you're playing the clip, and see how well that does for you.
Yeah. Now, as a
No,
shorts
yeah,
drive
you
me
just need to
crazy. So
point up a little bit, like. Uh-huh.
You gotta have the shaky cam in there. People aren't engaged unless there's shaky cam.
And
I
so
do have
people are
some
strange.
cool news. If
Wait, real quick, who is this Pokemon? This jubbly Pokemon here?
that is one of the legendary god kind of Pokemon.
Oh, the
Okay.
Yeah,
Thunderous.
we saw it just the other
Landorus,
day. Yeah,
and-
we saw it just the other day in Bunny Soup.
This is a different person.
Are you
who
sure?
made this? I
Well, yeah,
think.
different person made, yeah, but
Yeah, but
Same
Latios.
Pokemon.
I like Latios.
Latios. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Leon.
No, that's
continue.
not Latios.
Oh no, I've started subscriptions or memberships. That's what channel memberships as of today. I'm actually, while we're streaming, I'm working on getting all the gifts and emojis and whatnot set up. But I've officially started doing channel memberships. So
Nice.
very good. Yeah, that memberships help out a lot. And I want to thank everybody who is here, who is a member, because there are a few of you here. Looking at you, Blaine.
It's me.
It's you. And
I think you might
Veritax.
be the only membership on YouTube that I currently pay for. I show up to enough of Sitch and Adam shows that I get free JMax subscriptions because he keeps gifting them.
Well, I definitely appreciate it, and I do want to say hello to everybody. And looks like you're about to play some Pokemon again, or what you doing? Did you
No,
did you
it's-
finally
it's the,
finally beat Fire Emblem?
Yes, Fire Emblem is done and dusted. We don't speak of it.
it only
anymore.
took him
It's-
100 hours.
Yeah, it took me
Only
100
100
hours. Yeah, you can thank Michael for doing the math. It was 100 hours worth of gameplay, actually moving characters around.
Oh,
Yeah,
Um,
none of the battle prep. It probably took him 120. Took him a long.
So no, we're there's just new Moemon sprites drop, so I like to look at them. And
Oh,
then
cool.
I'm playing Armored Core right now.
yes.
Aliupa. Very nice.
are you enjoying it? Because you were really looking forward to that.
Oh my gosh, I've already built a Death Scythe, and now I'm running a Gundam Heavy Arms. I've got 2 Gatling guns, and I'm red and white all over.
I never
Nice.
touched Armored Core before, but I've been spending way too much time literally just min-maxing different builds.
It's so much fun.
Just tweak,
I'll have to
tweak,
get
tweak,
it.
tweak, tweak, tweak.
These
all little
sunglasses going on
things.
over here.
I'll have to get it eventually, but I need to get my ass back into it and actually beat the version of Skyrim that I have. I got to do that first.
Finish your Skyrimming.
Do
Oh Lord, I can't even count how many times, how many hours I put into it, and how many hours I put into modding. It's scary, to say the least.
It's
But
fun,
you know
like,
what?
I so rarely mod games, but man,
It's
you
the
do
only
so
one that's
much with them now.
well,
I've actually
It pretty
just
much
started
needs it.
modding games.
yeah,
And,
pretty much
and not
any.
even games. My buddy's telling me that like, cause like we both have the Index VR, and he's like, bro, have you gotten like all these mods and stuff that you can add like in-game timers, clocks, and that kind of stuff, so you can like know what's going on while you're in VR? I'm like, heck yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that a lot of games out there that do have some pretty good mods. Skyrim is by far the largest, and of course, you know, the Fallout games, they each have their mods. Morrowind has it, Oblivion has it. Hell, I even think they've got some for Daggerfall. But any Bethesda game, you pretty much have to mod. So I am not touching Starfield until the script extender is. They've already got it working.
Yeah, no point.
But it's
There's
not
no
stable
point.
yet. But as soon as they do that, then I'll start looking at mods. And Angry Canadian, Nexus mods can suck my ass and lick my balls. So
Yeah, that's the one thing I think that you got wrong, Leon. Now, I mean, I'm not playing Star whatever, but when I watched your video, I was like, yeah, I don't know either actually. But it sounds like it is pretty awful as far as bugs go.
So
it's
wait,
Bethesda.
well, no, I haven't played it. So like, wait, what did I say? What did I say about bugs?
I think you were replying to somebody had said that it was as
yeah,
buggy
well,
as
no,
I still
Cyberpunk.
don't think I'm wrong about that.
Yeah, neither.
No, it's not as buggy as
Cyberpunk 2077 was literally unplayable at launch. She
Yeah, it
said
was
she had
broke.
more bugs than in Cyberpunk, and I'm like, no, I'm calling bullshit on that. Like, I'm not saying the game isn't buggy. I'm saying to compare it to Cyberpunk is unfair.
Potentially, but I have now seen like Michael, what was Lolly trying to do, and he couldn't even get past character creation.
Yeah, he was struggling a lot, but also like Todd
The
Howard.
pronouns blocked him.
Yeah, he was like, no,
he
you're
became
deviant.
unconscious every time he saw them. He tried multiple
He tried.
times.
He kept passing out every time the pronouns came up. But no, he was having trouble just getting past character creation with all
Yeah,
of
but-
the
that's-
crashing.
That's stupid.
Todd
No,
Howard's
that's just
Todd
how
Howard
Bethesda
says
game
that's like,
goes because of their
No, that's your
optimization.
processor's fault. Get a better processor.
Yeah, it's just because the game
Yeah,
is not optimized. It just like it will work or it will not work.
Yeah.
Well,
So I
It's
think for
optimized.
some
No, there
people
is-
it is Cyberpunk, but for
Okay,
other
okay, okay.
people it's probably fine.
Completely
All right.
outside of whether it works on your PC.
I'd
or
say
not,
more
there are
people
things
it's
you
fine
can do to
than
fuck it up.
Cyberpunk, but yeah.
Like
here's the
There was
bottom
the
line when it
lady who,
goes to these games. Cyberpunk was completely broken all systems. Starfield is broken on PC. On the Xbox, it's still Bethesda. There's still going to be bugs and shit, but it's not to the same extent as it is on PC. Plus,
Was
they
it
also
broken all
nerfed a
systems?
lot of the performance stuff on the Series X and the Series S compared to the PC. And yeah, as much as Todd Howard, that little bitch, can say, yeah, we optimized the PC all right. No. Anytime that you have to say your shit's not good enough, upgrade your system. No, he's full of it. So
And
Okay.
Capcom with the
I'm gonna
Resident Evil
wait.
games, Monster Hunter, they get everything right every time. They don't have
Okay,
any
wait,
issues
what about-
actually,
optimizing
as
the
much
game.
as I loathe the remake
Xbox
of
One.
Resident Evil 4, I will. That game came out because I couldn't tell if you're being sarcastic or
It
not.
is-
It came out very well done on.
Yeah,
launch.
no.
Yeah.
Capcom is excellent. They put together an incredible product.
yeah, they don't mess around. They put enough people on it for all the different versions that they're doing typically. Now, if the game sucks, like RE3 remake, that's a different story. But from a technical standpoint,
yeah.
they
Design
for the most part
or-
have
yeah.
their stuff down pretty well. They're pretty good at it.
Design decisions is what ruined RE3 remake. That's
Yeah.
basically the end of it. So, yeah, I
I
haven't
would
had
have to
any
disagree
issues playing
again.
any
No.
Capcom games since I can't even remember. It's been a long time. Because
Yeah, I think they're
only
literally
older
the
games
best
I
in the
played from
business
is
lately when it
Monster
comes to
Hunter.
games releasing day one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Nager
there's way too
Canadian's
much
right.
wrong with,
Nintendo
Starfield.
Nintendo is
That was
also
pretty good,
very
yeah.
stickler
Yeah.
about that. They have to have their games pretty well done, and they don't typically do a bunch of patches. That's an old school mentality for them, whereas a lot of Western developers like Electronic Arts, Ubisoft, and Microsoft, and by extension Bethesda,
Yeah.
ZeniMax, etc., they all don't know how to release a game that is playable on a majority of systems, or even in some cases on a console right out of the box. It's ever since the internet got fast enough in the past 15 years, they have become lazy bastards about it, and it's annoying as hell. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I will say the designs that they have for the starships in Starfield, people are going absolutely crazy and making some cool ass shit. That'll be a cool part. So I will wait for Starfield. I'm going to wait probably about a year. I'm going to see what mods come out for it. I'm going to wait for some optimizations to come down the pipe, because it will happen, whether it be by Bethesda themselves or by the let's say the Bethesda fanboy community who loves to make mods for no other reason than they can. I'll wait for them to fix all of Bethesda shit, and then we'll take the plunge into it and see if we can spurg out with the pronouns and all that shit. That's gonna be funny as fuck to go through and just
I hear
laugh
it doesn't even
laugh across
matter.
the board. just
I
across
hear
the board.
I hear the game
I
actually
think that's
goes
a bug,
by.
actually. Yeah, I think
Is,
that's a
is
bug.
it a
probably.
bug? There's a bug where it dead names you.
I assume that's probably a bug because why would they even have it exist whatsoever unless it was
Because
just
it's
for
Bethesda and it's modern day.
But I don't expect it to be there just for virtue signaling. It's not that hard to have a string name.
Oh, that's easy.
Well,
That's
yeah,
an
so-
easy virtue signal.
Well,
Plus,
no,
if they
it's really easy to have it just call for he, him, whatever. It's really easy to call for just like whatever pronoun the player selected.
Yeah, to
It's
make
still-
it work is simple. Why doesn't it work? Is the
Yeah,
Just
thing.
have it
if it
robot
doesn't work,
voice
I assume it's
he.
bugged. There's no reason they wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to make
it's
this
still
work.
Microsoft, and they have to. They're into it.
That's
you know,
true. Microsoft
up to
probably is even
here
higher,
with the whole
yeah.
ESG DEI.
But if they're
DIE
into
stuff.
it up to here with the ESG, why doesn't it work in the game?
because they're
Yeah,
programmers
I don't
suck
think
ass.
I don't think it's a bug. I think it's just them virtue signaling. But I also
Yeah.
don't think it's that. I mean, for anyone who watched my video,
Hold on,
you
hold
know-
on, hold on. Are we aware of what I'm saying here? You pick your pronouns at the beginning, but then when you play the game, it goes based on the body type that you chose.
It
Right.
doesn't
I
stick
think that's
with them.
by design. I think that's intentional.
Okay.
So then that
I
makes
don't
the
think so,
whole
yeah.
pronoun selection thing worthless. And
But that's
it was a massive virtue
non-ESG.
signal.
That's non-virtue signaling. That's virtue
Well,
signaling to
it
the
only
right.
matters. The virtue signaling
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
matters in the first 10 minutes when you boot it up and see it.
Yeah.
And after that, it doesn't matter anymore. It's just
Exactly,
for those like
and that's where
it's for game
and that's where some
journalism
other
in the
people
first 10
go
minutes.
about it because it doesn't because the it's like there was the TV show
But if they're virtue signaling, why would they make people later? It doesn't make any sense.
because people are strange like
Because
that.
they know their people aren't going to play for more than 10 minutes until they post on Instagram.
Some people. There was a show where the points are or the themes are made up and the points don't matter. I can't.
Whose line
think
is it
whose
anyway?
Line is it anyway?
Whose line is it anyways? Yeah.
No, Brandon. When I made my video on Starfield, I almost opened the video riffing on that same fucking sentence. I almost put it in
That
Drew
would've been
Carey
funny.
and edited my voice over his saying something similar. But I won't lie, I didn't want to put it into the work because I thought the Starfield shenanigans was stupid. It's
Oh, yeah.
it's so funny to me that someone else had the same thought.
Okay, let me ask you this. Have you seen the Star Wars freak out on the Twitter today?
Star Wars.
About what? Because I've posted some Star Wars shit
Okay.
that made people angry.
Yeah, bring that up.
Earlier in the day, some ethos, a full-on ethos.
Oh yeah, I watched her video. Yeah, the titties
she
out Star
had
Wars
her jiggly bits all floating about and massive amounts of cleavage, jumping up and down, bitching about Ahsoka, which she's totally right on. I don't disagree with what she said, but no one was listening to what she was saying because they were all staring at her chest. And then everybody and their dog kept reposting it. Yeah, we get you completely. We agree with you. What was that you were saying? It's just continual. It's been on my timeline. I can't escape it.
All
But
I
hey.
have is Elon Musk.
Yeah,
and-
but what tweet though? Where is it?
yeah. What tweet would I avoid?
Surprised
to see
you guys
that?
haven't seen it, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't seen it because it's been.
Gotta
all
make
over.
sure
I don't
add
go
it to
on
the block
Twitter,
list.
dude.
All right, hold on. Let me look at my feed. I'm sure it's
Yeah, I
there.
don't go on Twitter.
I'll find it and then I'll pause it.
my
make
my
sure
Twitter, as it should be, is always full of AI generated anime girls. All right, as it should be.
as it should be. All right,
Kagome.
I've got it. She doesn't show anything, but it's this rant from Daily Movie Reviews.
Oh, I did see that.
Autistic boobs is what she goes by, and she is a full-on ethos.
At least she knows her audience. Like,
So let's see what she has to say.
Star Wars fucking sucks right now.
It's loud as
Come
fuck.
on, you damn thing, play properly. Let's see if it'll play properly for us here. No, it's gonna be a bitch.
That's all right. I got you.
Of course, it's gonna be a bitch.
I got you.
You got me?
Yeah.
There it
Star
is.
Wars fucking sucks right now. I fucking hate it. First of all,
Oh, we're all on the way,
is there
sorry.
even an
There you go.
Ahsoka?
I know you enjoyed where you were, Brandon, but I'm moving.
Oh, God, the top part.
Why is there
Is
a
that
fucking
just a
Luke
bra? I don't know. It
Skywalker
looks
there?
so funny.
Fucking Mark Hamill from,
So
like, when
pushed
he
up.
was in Return of the Jedi?
It's a
Now,
corset.
don't do that.
Yeah.
If I was a
There is
single
no
guy,
fucking reason to watch
yeah.
any of
If
the
I was
Star
20 years
Wars
younger and a
past
single
the
guy,
first
you know
three.
damn well I'd
The
be all over that.
prequels is just a
Hell, they're
Star
even trying to
Trek
pop out.
ripoff done poorly. Okay,
What?
they're trying to do the whole political thing.
Now, that's a hot take there.
Not in Star Wars. Star
Wee bit loud, but she's correct.
Even the 6
Hey,
was ruined
Veritex.
by the CGI that they added. And the Ewoks, first of all, the Ewoks make no practical sense. How are you going to destroy the Empire using rocks and sticks? They have guns. They have lasers.
That, I mean,
How the heck-
come on, let's be fair, right? Like, the Ewoks were the whole idea since the Revolutionary War of the little guy beating the big guy, right? Like, we did it Revolutionary War. We had a hell of a time in Iraq every time. It's like, oh, they don't have an Air Force. Like, why are we still there then? Like, a little guy always has a little tenacity in him, all right? He can swing those rocks around just like you're swinging
I mean,
those around.
When they went to the camp for the Ewoks, didn't the Ewoks already have some helmets from?
They were like playing them like xylophones. That was my favorite.
What do you think
And they
happened to
had
the body
clothing.
that was inside the helmet? I'm sure they made use of it.
Yeah, they had stormtroopers too. Plus, they also had a
Lunch.
dress that Princess Leia could wear. Who the hell's was that?
Yeah, good question. Good question.
And what
Ewoks are
happened to her
canonically
after she was out of it?
cannibalistic, to be fair.
Yeah, they are cruel creatures.
Let's
that's-
finish this this jiggle fest, shall
Does
we?
the fucking Ewoks stop the Empire and destroy the second Death Star?
I don't really know what her arguments are.
Death Star.
I don't think it's because I'm staring at her boobs. I'm pretty sure her argument isn't very coherent.
Destroys it so easily. Why are you making a
You're
second
expecting
one?
a
This is a
coherent
waste of
argument from someone
resources.
called Autistic
There is
Titties or
no
whatever?
reason
Aus-
for
autistic
any of
boobs.
the fucking Star
Whatever.
Wars shows. There's no reason. The only Star Wars you need to watch the first 3 and also the other comics that Disney disavowed once they
Wow,
started
she's
making
so
the
high. Look at the.
sequel.
So,
Why is
Oh,
she-
yeah.
how does she feel
Why
about
is she
droids?
shouting?
You Disney, you're ruining literally everything. There are
Well, she ain't wrong on that.
that exist.
She
not
needs to do her
Disney.
5 right
First
now.
of all,
5.
Disney
Calm down, breathe. 5.
butchered Scarlett
Yeah, I agree.
Johansson's
I would like to take this moment to quote Star Wars, always 2 there are.
Oh, no more tits. CGI.
Nice.
Get rid of the fucking tits. Oh, let's make it more family friendly. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Wait, she's complaining
Iron
about
Man,
tits
the
now?
other ones that she's in. Oh yeah,
What?
those are good because of all the jiggle tits. Now there's none of that.
No, she's
I
upset
think
that
she's
there are
complaining
none.
that there aren't.
Yeah, she's upset
Yeah.
that they use
That makes
CGI to
sense.
downplay Scarlett
It says,
Johansson's boobs.
I have autistic boobs and minty fresh daily reviews on YouTube. Check out my link tree for ways to request a movie review or see my boobies, my dude.
Yo.
Well, at least she ain't hiding what she's doing. And yes, it's
Fuck
She's
thumbnail.
right, but for all the wrong reasons.
yeah.
At least she's not on OnlyFans,
Her
apparently.
boobs are in frame.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
she's
well,
on
she's wrong.
Fansly, which is worse.
Is it worse?
Nope.
If you I know a person
Oh,
or
tell
two
me how
that-
they're worse.
How do you know the
Mm.
Okay, I know a few people throughout the interwebs that make stuff. Fansly allows for the stuff to be shot in public, whereas OnlyFans they don't. So there's been several teachers that had OnlyFans accounts that got their shit shut down and banned because they were filming shit in schools.
Yeah.
So OnlyFans doesn't do that. Fansly will, and Fansly allows for more a bodily fluid type stuff. And we'll just leave it there. We'll just leave it at that, and we'll call it good.
Twitch allows some weird stuff on there too. I was looking for a stream to watch. I thought it was coding. It was not coding.
Oh no.
I'm not even
Oh,
sure
no.
what she was wearing was actually real and not like stickers that were digitally added.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that's a good one.
Right away, I'm like, I have no idea why this is on Twitch.
Dude. April 14th. What day is that? Never mind. But that is her pin thing, and it's a Ahsoka cosplay.
Isn't that the day before tax day?
Maybe.
This year or next year?
I guess this year.
This year, April 14th was
Tax
was the
day.
Friday
Tax
before
day was
tax day.
today, bitches. File that extension.
yeah.
Look, I'm just saying, she knew her audience well, making that her pin thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's using her assets to the best of her ability, which isn't saying much, but at the same time, I guess if you're that autistic and brain dead or have issues, you got to use what
Actually,
you've been given.
I'm not sure she's actually autistic. She might just be borrowing it because of it
She
appealing
might
to a
just have a
certain
speech
community.
impediment.
Probably.
I'm
She's
not
as
sure she was
autistic
doing that
as
off
Vosh
the cuff.
is.
I think she was reading off of something that was on the wall in front of her.
That's why
Because
she
some
kept
of those
squinting
rants,
and
I could
looking
swear
up.
I've read them somewhere before.
It was a copy pasta.
Yeah, it was a copy pasta.
Yeah. And Todd Howard's
She might have
bitch.
violated somebody's copyright too. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it was transformative.
I feel pretty violated after watching. So
I don't think it hurt the market use of the previous work at all.
Oh yeah. Fun times, I tell you, fun times. Speaking of fun times,
Well,
tomorrow,
fun times. That's today.
tomorrow we're starting our list build for the theme for this month, which is historical anime.
Ooh.
So that's going to be a little tough because there's no real tag in any list for animes that are set in a historical period, an actual historical period. Like,
How do you
for
define historical period?
Yeah.
Well, something like Rurouni Kenshin or something like Undead Girl Murder Farce.
So, like-
Those two are they're kind of the prototypes or the archetype that I'm thinking of. Not
Okay.
necessarily real things that happened in places, but a show that takes place in a historical time frame that actually did
how far
exist.
back do you have to go? Because like, Pop just had his World War II, for example. Is World War II anime up for grabs in historical, or do you got to go back 120 years?
Yeah, I would include everything. In fact, I'm thinking seriously about including Hellsing Ultimate in it. Because now, being as far away from when it first came out, the time frame that it's set in, it's now technically in the past. So
Everything's set in the past.
Well, so I like your, like
Everything
capping it at
eventually is
World War II.
historical.
I think World War II should be the cutoff because World War II gives us what we call the modern era is everything post World War II. So like we live in the modern era. World War II was such a historically defining moment that is credited for creating the modern era. So I think that's like historical would be anything World War II and back if we were using like actual
yeah.
historical terms.
So it's going to be a fun one to go through. It's going to be a little harder to gauge it, but definitely something like Rurouni Kenshin. So something set in the Meiji period, maybe any show set in the Endo
Rurouni
period.
Kenshin, you mean one of the best anime of all time ever?
Sure.
The remake is also dang good. I've been quite
Yeah,
enjoying
I'm
it.
enjoying.
I'll watch eventually.
I'm
But,
just saying
Get on
it doesn't upset me. It's just prettier looking.
So yeah, I know of at least two, and it's probably something like My Happy Marriage. I think would also fit.
I don't know about Magic Past.
Is it still set in Japan?
It's Magic Taisho. We don't know.
What about Demon Slayer or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Yeah,
Yes,
Inuyasha.
because they take place at a time that and in a place that actually existed. I would count those. Yes.
Count them. All
That's
right.
not
I
how
mean,
that
you are the
works.
list maker. You can count what you want to count. I'm just trying to find the bounds here.
We're trying to make it so you
Saga-
don't add
you gotta do
3,000
Saga of
shows
Tanya
to your
Venable?
list.
I think what Brandon is saying though, it can't
You
just
already
be
know
borrowing,
he's gonna have 3,000. shows.
borrowing uniform styles from World War II, but it's present day. It has to be like sort of actually in the past
You should have
Yeah.
and somehow tangentially related to something that happened.
Well, Vinland Saga is going to be part of it, obviously, because time frame and where it takes place. So, but we're going to go through and we're going to see how many we can find. I don't expect to find that many, but I probably.
I don't know, man. I
also-
think you're
Did
Yeah,
you see
there's
the
a lot of
Wikipedia list I
historical
sent
anime
you?
out there, bro.
It was like this long,
you're gonna be hitting thousands.
and
I
I'm sure
bet.
it doesn't have everything.
probably doesn't, but I'm debating whether this. I think we're going to start with the current season and just move our way back through the years.
Here's how you don't end up with 1,000. All right?
Mhm.
Don't add every OVA. Just add first seasons. Just add first seasons. That way you know what to look for.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll do that.
that sounds wise.
Then you'll have a list that at least looks manageable, even though like one entry could mean like 14 years of anime.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it ultimately ends up, but that's the goal for tomorrow, and at least for 2 hours, maybe longer if my voice holds up, but we'll see.
Oh, is that we have to go by your voice?
Well,
Just
I've
take
been
a
feeling
tablespoon
okay,
of
but
olive oil. You'll be okay.
Saturday mornings they get to be a little rough. I typically don't get up till like 10 minutes before the show, so I'm not always awake. So
That's when I got up for your show. That's the.
No, so basically you're a liar, right? Like, we have the early morning show here.
You
I
just-
also
well,
wake
10
up-
o'clock for me is
Yeah.
not that early, but it's early
anything
enough.
prior to 1 p.m. is early for me because I work nights. So
Yeah.
No, but as a guy who was in a band in the 2000s, do just tablespoon of olive oil. It'll taste like crap because you're just taking straight olive oil, but it'll fix your throat. You'll make it through.
Sounds
Does
good
it
to
need to
me.
be extra virgin or no?
Oh, always only virgin olive oil for this throat.
Or go back and watch that episode of Kong Ming where he gives the little thing to the one artist who was struggling. Figure out what that is and make that.
There we go. All right, I want to ask then, should we include Kong Ming in the list because he technically comes
No!
from a past era?
No, because it's
The
present.
whole thing is set present
Okay.
day though. Like
Okay,
that's
so
too.
how can we figure out for every anime that exists on this list?
I just want a list of all the anime, some sort of any list, if you will. Maybe we can have a website for it where we like.
No, the real question
It's
is,
going to be huge.
how do we make Ava fit in the list?
Oh,
You gotta
because
find a
they-
way to make Ava fit in the list.
Ava's
it
pretty
has
cool to
such
human
strong
history.
Christian iconography, and we used to know history as BC and AD. Before
Time
Christ and
cycles.
after death.
time cycles.
Yeah,
That's all we need.
it'll be fun.
Time is a flat circle.
All right, then let me ask you this: should we include Dr. Stone?
No, that's super
that's
future.
That's it's way future.
All right.
Like I said, you're just trying to include every anime.
Well, it has stylings of the Stone Age. Because it is so far flung in the future, it's basically in a different identity entirely.
Yep. All right, guys, I got to go take care of the dog because the wife and the kid are out. So,
The dog is gonna love you, I'm sure.
Oh, she needs to go. She's been barking for a little bit. She probably needs to go out and
What
do
kind of
her
puppy?
business. So I'm gonna take off. And
What kind of puppy?
oh, it's a Yorkie,
Aw,
a fat
cute.
Yorkie.
A fat. You're all good.
A fat
the best
Yorkie?
kind.
So instead of a
Yeah.
Yorkie, it's more of a New Yorker. Got it.
You call her York Patty.
It's funny. She's
It's a
her
thick
breed is
sliced
designed to
Yorkie
be a
from New
mouser.
York.
Her breed is designed to be a rat and mouse catcher, but yet the cat does way better with it.
No.
Cat's so much better at it than her. Although when the cat gets one, brings it to the door, when the dog decides to go out, she decides to finish the job.
Well, you know what? If you stop feeding the dog, it'll go get you some rats.
No, we don't need no disgusting, nasty stuff. We'd rather feed her dog food. All right, everybody. You all take care. Have a great night, and yeah, we'll see you later.
How we going, Brandon?
Take care.
Catch you later.
See ya.
Bye, Brandon.
Now we can finally talk about the Critters movie.
The Critters movie. You can
Oh,
Y'all
okay.
ever seen
What,
the
you
Critters
hear
movie?
Diamond Yorkie and it make you think of critters?
Critters
No, I
is
watched
legendary,
Critters.
not just because of the movie itself, but it gets referenced in so many other movies.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
Critters 3 is
I
referenced
think
in
there's a
Teenage
Critters
Mutant
reference in
Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for example.
Yep.
Like
Where do they come
the
up with
movie,
this stuff?
the animated one.
Yeah, the movie
they
that
play Black
Raphael was
Betty,
watching before he meets Casey Jones was
Is
Critters.
Critters 3.
Yeah, and he
Because you see
fights
the
it, and
poster.
there's a Black
Yep.
Betty there.
Or is it the poster? I know you see the marquee. I don't remember if you see the poster, but I know for sure you see the marquee.
It might
Oh
depend on
no,
which kind
I'm
of the
talking
movie
about
it is.
True.
the 3D animated movie. Raphael fights this little demon thing, and it's like
That is
Black Betty plays one,
TMNT.
like- yes.
Yeah, that
That's
movie
what
gets
I
a
was
lot
thinking.
more hate than it should.
Does it? I feel
I
like a lot
think
of people
so.
love that movie.
Really? Oh, dude, maybe people are retroactively loving it because of Michael Bay, but when that movie came out, Ninja Turtle fans hated it, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Is it because the turtles
They-
were like all beefy?
No, in that
No,
movie they're all
It's
lanky
because
and
they
stuff.
started
Yeah.
off like broken up.
No,
like,
TMNT
broken
Yeah,
was
up.
animated,
exactly.
wasn't it? It was
That was
computer
why.
generated.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was completely
They
CGI.
disliked it
Yeah.
because Leonardo.
Yeah, it
like,
was a good movie. It had
just,
some
like,
ancient mystery
Whatever.
thing to it, if I remember correctly.
Also, it did the whole sky beam that gives supplies endless enemies before Marvel was doing it. So
These guys. Yeah, they're all
no,
like.
no,
the
not
other
this.
one.
That's the Michael Bay one. There was one before that just called TMNT. Came out.
I thought the
Oh.
first Michael Bay one was good. I haven't seen the second one yet.
It's okay.
No,
I
the
watched
first
it.
Michael Bay
But
one is crap.
it took me forever
but
to
the
figure out
turtles
who Splinter was
themselves-
because it had been so long since I'd seen it.
Yeah, no. That first Michael Bay one, as a movie, like as a narrative, is fucking terrible. But the turtles themselves are done well, personality-wise. They still look like ass, but their personalities are a lot more intact than we thought they would be.
This one?
Nope. That's a TV show. It's type in TMNT 07. Like I said, it came out in 07.
Yeah, I agree with your take on the first Bay film.
Boom, right here.
Okay.
Yeah, this movie was a lot of fun. Yes, Peter Venkman, that was the one where he wanted to make the turtles aliens. He was just going to call it Ninja Turtles, not Teenage Mutant, because, you can't be mutants if you're fucking aliens. I guess technically you can, but that'd be even more
Dude,
complicated
that
than
movie
normal.
was great.
It really wouldn't matter if there's a mutant alien or not.
Right.
True.
Blaine,
Yeah.
there's something in Discord you should not pull up. It is hush hush. Keep it that way.
Hush, hush. Got it. I won't pull it up. I'll just
But
look.
go to Discord if you
Jim
want to see
Nash says
more.
Leonardo had the worst fate of all, being sent to Brazil. But no, you were talking about that
What are you
scene
talking
with,
about?
with
The
Raphael
locals
fighting that
loved
little
it.
demon. Like, he's doing it to Black Betty, which is like, it works
Mm-hmm.
so well for that scene, fighting this little fucking Lilo and Stitch knockoff to Black Betty. Oh, it's such a great scene.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay. Secrets in the Discord, everyone.
Yeah. Check out the Discord for Moemon secrets.
That's good to know because that's always been my my question in those games.
It's funny because they
Whoop.
aren't even related. They just I don't know. I guess they couldn't add in that many. Or I mean, spicing it up helps.
Spicing it up helps. Is that what helps?
Yeah, so you can get new ones get many different ones earlier on. I think it's pretty cool.
I just like the ability to know what I'm supposed to do. Because like when you're like, oh, it says this Pokemon needs your friendship to level up, and then you're like, how the hell do I do that in this game? It doesn't.
No, I think that's going to be hidden in the game. I don't think that's going to be shown to you in the game. I think that's just like showing what the dude's going to end up doing.
Michael's
Peter
Moe
Vick-
fapping again. Yeah.
A Vinkman fan site. Like, can you elaborate? You say Light Kung Pao, which is a fantastic movie, but I have no idea what you mean. Like, you just say Light Kung Pao.
Like a wow.
You know, it's like Kung Pao.
Enter
My
the fist.
nipples look like milk duds.
You
There you
should
go.
get a carbonated beverage. I love that movie so much. It's so
fucking
ridiculous.
good. We can probably quote that movie this entire, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hour stream. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
falling.
So
We're
good.
falling. Oh,
Steven Odekirk is one of my favorites. Oof. Something blew me up. Okay.
Shoulder missile launcher kind of looks like a motherboard connector to me.
Oof. It kind of is.
Now I can't unsee it. It wants to be plugged somewhere.
Leon Veritax, have you guys seen The Fly 2?
Mm.
I've only seen the first and the original, but not the sequel.
Oof. Okay, I gotta sneak through these.
It has one of the best endings I have seen in a long time. That said,
I
it
don't
is.
remember a fight scene
it
with
is
Black
not the
Betty,
best
Peter.
Oh, it was at the end. It was
What
the
do
end
you
of Kung Pao.
mean?
Oh, is that what's playing in the final fight scene in Kung Pao? Okay, gotcha.
It's
I have
sketchy,
seen
you
it,
son of a
but
bitch.
it's been too long. I can't remember the ending.
It goes
Swinging
from
my
like
chain,
a monster
swinging
movie,
my chain.
like it does the same thing as the first The Fly reboot movie, where Jeff Goldblum is slowly turning into a monster. Does the same thing, except the dude it turns into like a revenge monster movie for the last 20 minutes, and it's great.
Other than that, is the movie good? I think that's the question, because how many horror movies that
No.
got sequels in the 80s were good?
It is definitely not great. Oh,
Fair enough.
Wayne.
I don't know. Would you call it a B movie?
No, it's a fly, not a bee.
Yeah. It's
We got a B movie. we
Oh,
don't
That
need
was good.
another one.
That was good.
Thank you.
I walked into that one.
You didn't fly into
what
it.
even do they mean by B movie?
Well, I'm not a
I've
fly.
seen the B movie.
I might have some paper
I'm
nearby,
not
but
a fly. I want to be away.
I am not a fly.
Well, and
What
you
is
know,
the
in
other
Space
one?
Jam, there was that song, about believing about being a fly or could fly.
Yeah, good old R. Kelly. That dude's. I haven't seen him. What's been going on with him?
He released that one album.
He's been
and
doing a
then he
lot
went
of
to prison.
philanthropic work, I think, with a lot of work with kids.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear R. Kelly's working with kids. I feel like dude needs some positive representation.
Is he working
Hey.
with them or just working them?
Yeah,
But have
I
you
didn't get
seen
clarification
his,
tomato,
on that.
tomato.
Have you seen his newest album?
No.
No.
Does he actually have a newest album?
It came out like a year ago, but it's called I
Live
Admit
from
It.
Folsom
I Did
Prison.
It.
I wanna
I
piss
admit it.
on you.
I did it. And then it's just him singing like, yeah, I admit it. I did this, but is it really that bad?
You're sure that's
I
not
admit to being
OJ's
too
theme?
cool.
Wow, I blinked and didn't
I
see
admit
what
to being
plastic
too
you
good to
blinked.
love it. Like, it is great.
Yeah,
No,
this
I
fight's
really
really
hope
fun
his-
because
his
it pulls out
cellmate is
multiple
Hyde from
one-shot
70s
moves
show at
on
this
ya, and
point.
It's like, what is this?
Right.
Yeah, Danny.
Yeah, he
Danny
got
rolls up.
30 years.
Yeah, 30 years
Oy.
for. Yeah, and am I the only one that finds this to be kind of sus? I won't lie, because he was acquitted of this stuff in like 2005. I'm curious as to why the double jeopardy rules don't apply.
Because of there are some rules about slightly different crime, new data, that kind of thing, where it makes it technically a new crime.
Gotcha.
Because this stuff may be this stuff, but maybe like, oh, now it's like we have proof that he like, that he I can't make it through this. That
Yeah, everything I
he
read
like
shows that there still
kept
wasn't
them
really any
locked up
proof.
or
It's still
something.
it's still circumstantial from everything I've read. Like I could be wrong. I'm not following it super closely, but from everything I've gathered, it seems like it's still just like he said, she said.
I just don't get how you can prove something 30 years later. That seems extremely difficult.
Yeah, I mean, in 2022, he was jailed for 30 years after being found guilty of 8 counts of sex trafficking and 1 of racketeering.
Well, I'm older than 30, so are you saying I can't prove my birth because I'm here?
I meant a crime, and you know that.
Oh, a crime. Okay. Wanted to make sure I
Yeah.
understood.
I'm over 30 and I was born. I can't prove I was born. The fuck you mean you can't prove that you were born? You are the proof.
You are the proof.
Like I could be wrong, but didn't fucking Jared from Subway get less for
Oh,
child
yeah,
porn? I'm not trying to say that what he
if you
did
wanna
was
get
okay.
Okay,
footage, you
hold
can
on a
also
second.
go-
Hold on a second. I found the timeline.
I was gonna
They
say,
always
you
do.
can actually go under the bridge.
Yeah,
I think
kind of.
about I thought I was gonna get in tonight.
Hey, R. Kelly.
Okay, R. Kelly. 96, first account of underage sex. 94, illegally marries a singer who was 15 at the time.
I don't know. I think
I don't think it was
2000.
illegal. Hold on, to correct this article, I don't think it was illegal. Her parents signed off on it, which makes it legal because underage people can get married with parental consent, at least in certain states. I don't know how
That's
it,
true, but usually you have to also be within a time period. For example, Washington State, I think, needs to be at least 17 with parents' consent. So I don't know where that was.
Gotcha.
So
Like, maybe if
2000
he was a resident of a different state, and maybe different rules apply.
federal rules. Yeah, so 2000 we have the first accusations. 02 arrested on child pornography charges. 08 he's acquitted of the Chicago case. So he's
See, he didn't
acquitted
do it.
of child pornography. Get out of here.
Actually, no. Wait. I was confused on the location. Never mind.
Because this
What?
was when I was a kid. This was the piss sex tape. That's what that's what we were all joking about throughout middle school and high school.
Yeah. Well, he didn't do that one. Clearly.
Yeah, of course not. That was just Chappelle.
Yeah, he was acquitted.
20. Get out of here, fruit fly. 2017. We have the campaign to be like, this guy's bad. 2019, fighting for his life out here. He's charged with 10 counts of sexual abuse in 2019 in Chicago. And then also charged in Brooklyn, sentenced in Brooklyn 30 years. So
Wow, Brooklyn almost never goes after black dudes. Must be truly guilty.
Brooklyn charges
I
the
don't
singer
know,
with
I think it's about
racketeering and other crimes. Okay.
Well,
That or he was
Danny
bankrupt
only
at
got
that point.
convicted on 2 charges of the 3.
I'll be 100% honest. I don't care what anybody says. I'm still gonna get down on Ignition Remix if I'm drinking on a Saturday night. Like,
Oh yeah, you know we're still listening to I Believe I Can Fly.
yeah, there's an entire album called 50
Been
Million
a
Elvis
chicken,
Fans
my
Can't Be Wrong, and
God.
he married a 15-year-old. What's the big fucking deal?
The interesting thing about that marriage that I've been wondering, in light of other things that have happened out, particularly in Hollywood, some of these relationships were done to help the other person get more exposure. So were they
It's
ever
literally
even
Game
legit?
of Thrones-esque. It's like what they did back in the day with kings and queens. They're like marriages of convenience to for
But
neighboring countries.
You
they
will
don't
help
war.
our kingdom.
The fact that the parents were involved in it might be a sign the parents may have actually committed a crime then, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If that were so, but I don't know how you prove it this long after, though, just like Michael said.
Yeah, lock him up and see what happens.
Can you just fight the enemies?
No. What? The enemy is lasers
Jim
from
Nyder
the
says
sky. What do
Jared
you want me to do?
reformed and became the YouTuber known as Actual Justice Warrior.
Oh no!
What happened? Oh yeah, he does look like.
It's
Jared
really
Leto.
funny. Have you ever seen the side-by-sides that we do?
Not of these two, no. I'm not familiar with who Actual Justice Warrior is.
Oh,
I've heard their name, but I've
really?
never seen their content.
Oh yeah, there's an enemy right there, Blaine.
Yeah, you're getting hit.
I'll shoot him. Actual Justice Warrior is actually really great. He's like a big crime stats guy. And like, oh, we passed this law to change the way
I saw
things
him
work.
on the Culture War with Tim Pool a couple weeks ago, or a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he's been on
Yeah, we like AJW.
he's been on Tim Pool a few times. He was on when what's her face from Majority Report was on.
Yeah,
And
that was yeah. He put her in her place a bunch. He was cool. I remember. Yeah, I like him. He also
Yeah.
put Tim in his place a couple times, which is also good.
Yeah, he also what did he do? He also actually talked to Sam Cedar from Majority Report, which is like he could have talked to a wall. So so this is him. This is our Actual Justice Warrior. Great man, we love him. Sean, we love you. We'd love you to be on the show sometime. But we do have to critique his choice of hair and glasses. Not because he looks like a nerd. I'm okay with the nerds.
I think I'm more critical of not fully shaving the mustache or leaving it there.
It's because he looks a bit like Jared Fogle, okay?
That's the most his mustache grows. Leave him alone.
I would think if you grew that mustache out, it would look awesome, almost like Tom Selleck.
No, that's the most he gets.
Wow.
He'll be a little
I'm
less.
just
It's
now
like it's
seeing it, but
smashed
man,
on that
Jared
side.
Fogle kind of looks a lot like Matthew Perry does now.
I'm just saying we need to help Sean, okay? Sean, we'll help your look, okay? You come on the escape corner, we'll straighten you out. It'll be all right.
He needs more anime waifus behind him too.
That would help 1,000-fold. Yeah, we love Sean. He brings all kinds of interesting facts and information.
Just no lolly.
No,
That
no
won't help
lollies.
at all.
Yeah,
no lollies.
NH is posting Moemon leaks like it's daily rewards in a gacha game, piecing together a puzzle.
Gotcha game.
Yeah, much better course of action. Just make sure you actually land on one.
You have to stay on it.
Yeah, now you're good.
You did it.
Yeah, way easier than trying to fly across. Also, you can do the burst.
Good job.
Do you forget you have the like shoot forward move?
No,
Yeah,
I
just like the
accidentally
jets.
hit it the other day. I recall that it exists.
I was gonna say because that's where it's
Control
more
or
useful.
whatever.
Yeah.
He can make it. We believe.
Keaton roll by.
I can't tell if this game looks awesome or incredibly annoying.
This game is awesome. Does it look awesome? Not super, but I'm
I
okay
think
with.
it does. Yeah.
I'm okay with it looking the way it looks, so that it plays the way it plays. Because
I
it
mean,
plays
the
amazing.
boss
Blaine,
fights
skip
look
it or
pretty
hardcore?
nice.
What they need is like a surfboard you can put under the legs, so when you're going through the air, you look like what they do in Eureka 7.
Oh, there you go. I was about to say, Rick, and I was hoping you would know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it just now occurred to me, your mech is almost there.
Almost.
Almost.
I'm
Just needs
heavy
water.
arms. Get out of here. I ain't no surfing hippie.
With the way it flies, I mean.
Log in for
physics
8 days
involved.
straight to collect the puzzle pieces to unlock this character.
Will you? Ow. Don't hit me.
That's what you got to do when
Wait,
In what
you have
game?
chainsaws? Are those chainsaws?
Okay.
No, these are
it was in
miniguns.
A lot of games.
Miniguns, okay.
A lot of games I used to play when I was a lot younger. Monsters Legends, I remember specifically.
Yeah, I got 6 different mech setups right now.
A little more game sound for you, Alex? Okay.
Yeah, you can turn it up a little.
Yeah, when I was saying looks, by the way, I wasn't talking about the aesthetics. I was like, from somebody who's just observing and not playing, I can't tell if it looks like it would be a fun game to play. Just because I'm awful at any sort of piloting sim, and so like from the aiming reticle and stuff, I cannot tell how difficult this.
It
looks.
has a lot of auto aim.
Have you
You ever played a Dark Souls
Nier
game?
Automata?
I've only played Dark Souls 2, and I took a shot every time I died. I don't remember playing it very much.
Whoa, what the heck is that?
It's Caterpillar.
Spider.
No, I think I'm right.
So Blaine forgot to
It says
pack
sea
big
spider.
iron boot. I see. Okay.
I did.
Is this a Japanese game, or is it's by the people
Yeah,
that
it's
made
from
Elden
Soft.
Ring? I thought
It's the same. It's the same studio. But this
I
is
didn't
like.
realize From Software was a Japanese studio. I never played a From Software game, so.
I mean,
Yes,
you played
played Dark Souls too.
Oh, that's all. I thought that From Software were the ones that did Souls-like games, but wasn't Dark Souls. Like Elden
No,
Ring is
that's
actually the same people-
that's Team Ninja. They did the Neo games.
Oh, okay. I had the two flipped. My bad.
What a serious blunder you had.
How blunderific of you.
Imagine if you put that in a video. How embarrassing.
Yeah, right. I've never claimed to be like the greatest of gamers, considering my just poor. I don't know. I love playing video games, but video
Yeah, that
games
does a lot of
nowadays
damage.
feel like such a chore at times. Like I don't know what it is. It takes a lot for me to play new games I don't have any established pre-established connection with, because it's so.
How are you
I
gonna
don't know, I
establish
wish-
those connections if you don't give it a chance?
No, you're entirely correct. Like you're absolutely correct. Nothing that's come out recently has had me like, oh, I have to play this. And so when I finally do get around to playing it because everyone else says it's so great, they might be right, but it feels more like an obligation than a want or a yearning on my end. So it's really hard to find things that I'm genuinely excited for.
Basically,
I
it
don't want that to be
auto
the
aims
case. I
within the
love games.
circle. So.
I mean, if it's a Nintendo product, I'm there usually day one. Like I was, Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah,
day
if you
one,
can look at the enemy, you can shoot the enemy.
He's there day one.
no.
Leon, who was your favorite character to use in Fire Emblem Engage?
I've not played any Fire Emblem
I
games
know
since
you haven't,
Awakening.
that's-
I've played the vast majority of games in the series, but I've not played any. Awakening was the one on the 3DS, right?
I know you haven't. That's what I was
Oh, okay,
saying.
gotcha. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm worried about getting back into Fire Emblem because they've just, from what I've seen and heard, they've changed radically since
No, they haven't.
the original format.
They really
That never
haven't.
happened.
Yeah.
Really, because I
people
was watching my
make
buddy
stuff up.
play Three Houses, and it did not.
Three Houses
work
is the
like-
one that is the most different, and it still isn't. Don't worry about it.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, the main
It just-
design decision is the fact that all of your characters start out at low levels instead of having really anybody pre-made. There's like 2 or 3 characters that actually start at high level. and otherwise everybody else is like a trainee unit. And the fact is, you can put them in different classes. And you have the like classroom mechanic, but that's the only game in the series like that.
Yeah, everyone else has your recruit characters over time.
Yeah.
Three Houses of the GOAT, very good game selection there, Tim. I mean, I haven't played Three Houses, so I can't say whether it's the GOAT or not, but what I can say is I've played a lot of Fire Emblem games. It would take a lot for Three Houses to be the GOAT. Because,
It won't be.
I like it.
I
yeah,
find
I
it
definitely
better.
don't doubt it.
a lot.
I don't think it's bad. I doubt it's bad. I just don't know how, like, when you compare it to, 6 or 7 or the original Radiant Dawn, those are all such fantastic games.
What do you mean the original Radiant Dawn?
He was the original.
No, the original, Radiant Dawn. Like the original is in the very first Fire Emblem.
He's identifying Radiant Dawn as an
that's
original.
great.
Yeah, no. It was like I said 6, 7, the original, which I could just said 1, but I said the original, and then all Radiant Dawn.
Because it seems like that doesn't really make sense in terms of its timeline.
No, Radiant
being
Dawn's like
after,
the 12th
yeah,
or something.
I was more thinking of that the fact that it's also after it is a sequel. It's one of the only
Yeah,
games
it's a
that's
sequel to Path of Radiance. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the only ones that's a sequel, which makes it funnier.
Hey, it's funny because he almost named all the sequels.
Which Path of Radiance is actually probably my least favorite of all of them I've played. I still like it, but it's the one that grabbed me the least.
Not an Ike fan.
Actually, no, I love Ike. Because Radiant Dawn, or because Path of Radiance was such a rare game, I didn't play it till I'd already played Radiant Dawn and of course gotten used to Ike and Smash Bros. So going back and seeing this version of Ike just didn't quite hit for me because I already knew what he would be later on.
You don't like spoilers.
I think I did the same thing, but I still liked Path of Radiance.
Yeah, I still like it. I just, of all of them I've played, it's the one that gameplay-wise and story-wise sticks with me the least. Like, the cutscenes are gorgeous, especially for the GameCube era, but it stuck with me the least as an overall narrative.
Yes.
Not that Fire Emblem has the most, deviations narrative-wise. It's a lot of times just this kingdom is warring against this kingdom. Be the good guys and win and hope your people don't die. So,
Or, well, the thing is, your kingdom
Or you
is
could
getting
be the
invaded.
bad guys.
Yeah.
I made up my own story for like the first 90% of the game. And then all of a sudden there were dragons, and I was like, oh, what the hell? I should listen.
Yeah, no, all of a sudden, like, the little dancer people were dragons, and, like, Athos was old. Crazy.
Yeah, Athos was old the whole time, though, so, like,
True.
I don't know. I don't know when he was supposed to be young.
Even in the flashbacks, he was very old.
And back then, he was like only 90, so.
Yeah, now he's like 900.
True. Yeah. He doesn't look a day over 590.
yeah, everyone is a dragon in Fire Emblem lore.
You have
No,
the
no.
secret heart of the dragon. You are the chosen dragon one. Oh, Jeebles.
This isn't Skyrim. I don't think any of the lords are directly. Never mind. I'm gonna take that back
Yeah,
right
you're
away.
wrong. You immediately.
I'll be
got it
wrong immediately.
Just the newest one.
I
and then
didn't even have
Fates
to
as
refute
well.
you. You realized you were wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. You fucking Engage really hit you with that chosen one syndrome.
You are the.
Otherwise, I was gonna
divine
say it doesn't really
dragon.
feel like any of the games you're the chosen one, and then it's just like, oh yeah, Engage.
Yeah, it definitely isn't
Like-
the case. Even if you are, it isn't really the case that much in Fire Emblem 7 because there's a lot that goes on outside of what you're seeing.
Is that like Kung
Oh,
Pao's
yeah.
chosen one?
Chosen one! I'm coming.
I'm coming.
Engage is by far the one with
I'm
the
coming.
least shit going on in the background, which annoys me the most.
Oh, I love Reese's Pieces, Peter Venkman. Like,
Reese's Pieces
more
are
than
great.
M&M's. I got scared off of M&M's because I remember, did you guys, when you were in like elementary school and whatnot, have those like, health people to come in like once a month, and like once a month you do a couple-hour unit on eating healthy and stuff like that?
Not once a
No.
month. I mean, we
I
had
didn't go to
health
school.
class, so.
No, but health class for us didn't start to like middle school. This was in elementary where you would have like a guest speaker come in once a month to your classroom and talk about like the food pyramid and shit.
Still
No, we just had like the yo-yo guy.
Okay, so where I grew up, we had this health girl. She would come in, like I said, and I remember in first grade, she
Was she
told us
hot?
that to walk off the fat, like the weight gain of one M&M, you had to walk the length of a football field and back, and that scared me off of M&Ms because I was afraid of becoming a fat kid. So to this day, I very, very rarely eat M&Ms, even though I know that's probably fake and she made that shit up to scare us first graders.
Man,
It's
this can of
stuck with
Coke
me.
is like 30 M&Ms.
I do remember them having health classes occasionally in elementary school. I don't remember it being all that frequent though, and I think that's because in our county, the nurse and health people were all shared amongst multiple schools.
What the fuck?
That's kind of hilarious.
That's small town stuff for you.
Yeah, anytime you say
Get
like
over here,
small
it's gonna
town,
be a 40-minute drive.
every time you say like, oh, they think a small town is where they're at, but they have 3 like stop signs. I always kind of giggle because I'm like, yeah, that is a small town.
Try that in a small town.
But man, you
I
really
know,
do come from a small town.
For
5
4 years,
stoplights,
I lived
that's
in
what
a
I
town
said.
with no
5
After
stoplights.
5
stoplights.
stoplights, you're no longer a small town. You can have a
Yeah,
stoplight.
no, I
post
I
office,
lived
a
I lived in a
grocery store,
town
gas
with
station,
no
and a highway
stoplights
junction and a school.
for about 4 years, and like for 7th grade through 9th grade, so I guess it's 3 years. And then I moved to back to the big city, and my entire graduating class was bigger than the population of the town that I had lived in prior to that. And the
Yeah,
big
I
city
can't
school was by
comment.
far better. Like I'm so tired of this narrative that we want to get married and move to the country and have our kids go to a small town school. Well, great, your kid's gonna turn out retarded because small town schools are not good.
I think it varies.
Small
but
classrooms are good. Small
Yeah, small
school, not
classrooms are good.
necessarily.
That's right.
small population means fewer opportunities for diversity in the classes, like different scientific disciplines. They might
Like
not be able to
my-
have biology, physics, and chemistry.
Well, like my school didn't have a football team, right? Like my high school, and meanwhile,
Yeah.
like
What?
every high school around us had football because I went to private Christian school, so it was very small.
Oh,
my,
okay.
my whole high school was like 400 kids.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
it's-
that's insane. Like my
Like a lot
my
of sports, you had to
graduating
go
class,
other
like
places.
2100 or something like that, or 1900, some massive number. I mean, I didn't graduate, but had I graduated, I would have been one of those 1900.
If I was there, I would have been.
Well, you gotta use the easy build.
Oh, what's the
Is
easy
usually
build?
the easy build.
Is there a
It's
easy
just
build?
2 laser guns. It's just 2
Alex
laser
Moore
guns.
says small town is a pharmacy on every corner. No, homie, because in a small town there is one corner.
There's no pharmacy. There's just doc.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was in the town that I lived in, like the small town, we had one single chain restaurant. It was a Subway, and then the other 2 restaurants in town, 3 restaurants in town were like local owned mom and pop shops. There was a gas station and the school and the post office. So yeah, gas station, school, post office, 3 restaurants and 1 Subway. Oh, and a Dollar General.
Of course, you gotta have that Dollar General. Where else are you gonna get
Right.
your dollar goods at?
Right, well, yeah, because it was a fucking small town in the middle
Amazon,
of nowhere. Everyone was
yeah.
so broke they couldn't afford the Walmart.
Gosh, not affording the Walmart. That is
My-
like definition
I-
small town.
That is bad, eh?
My hometown
Like-
had one
No,
light.
the type,
that
the
was a
type of
blinking
school
light.
where we would occasionally be late to school on the bus because there were cows in the road on the bus pickup line, like bus pickup routes.
Mm. See, we have places where you could be late because of cows, but they're still like, I don't know, 15 stoplights. You know, it's not small according to the middle.
Yeah, no, that's wild to me. I shouldn't say it's wild. Like I've never considered, because when I was like in my young years, I lived in a town of about 15,000 people. It had like 5, 6, 7 stoplights. I was told that was a small town. So in my teenage years, when I moved to a place with 0 stoplights, it was death incarnate.
You mean people are dying of old age?
Yeah, while they stared at the sidewalk that had nothing going past it.
Yeah, I was in a band at the time with the only other like 4 kids that could fucking play instruments, and our first big show that we thought would be so amazing because the whole town showed up. So the first fucking show
All
I played had
10 of them.
like yeah like 300 or so people at my very first concert when I was 16 at the local pizza shop. That was one of the local businesses, was a pizzeria.
Die. Dang it, I missed it.
Holy shit. I'm looking at the dev room for Moemon Soda, and this dude is insane with some of his evolution line ideas. Cast form into Tornadus, Landorus, or Thunderous,
Nice.
The 3 legendaries. Turn that into a line. Mudsdale into...
And we change all the
last
sprites.
version.
You can move stuff around.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Curlia into Azelf, Mesprit, and Yuxi, those legendaries or mythics, I guess.
See, that doesn't work as well as cast form into Landorus, Tornadus, and Thunderous though.
True. I will agree, but he's just throwing ideas out there right now.
Gemini, wow, finally making cast form useful. I love cast form. I won't even lie. I adore cast form.
What's cast form?
It's Pokemon.
It's this little
It's got
tiny
balls.
Pokemon that's a head in a ball sack that changes form based on the weather.
He wants to do
They get bigger and it'll get smaller.
he wants to do one of the clay doll Pokemon into Regirock, Regice.
Are you on
and
like the
Regis.
Discord? Their Discord.
Okay, that one I
Yeah,
can
I'm
see
looking
kind
at
of
it.
working.
My man is insane.
Is this bitch playing like Devil May Cry-esque music in the background? I can barely hear.
No, it's just purely robot noises, gun noises, explosion
okay.
noises.
Blaine dying noises.
Yeah.
Plenty of death.
I'm a bit of a hardhead in these games where I want to defeat it as though I were Gundam Heavy Arms. I don't care if it's not a good build for battling this.
My
To be
man
fair, I'm the
has-
exact same way when it comes to big bosses in video games. Okay, I should probably change up my strategy, but instead I'm just gonna keep hitting it hard until it dies. Battle of attrition. I'm gonna get real good at dodging and shit because
Yeah, I
I'm
had
doing
to
this
change
my
my
way.
strategy for this. My mech I had didn't work.
Translation: we're gonna be here a while.
Yeah.
You got
This
it.
is what filters the people. Separates the men from the Blaines.
Yeah,
Much
I'm
more
gonna-
exciting than
Oh.
Fire Emblem, though. I'm
And I
liking
think
this.
Blaine
Night,
will be
everybody.
fine once
Is
he
it?
figures out the attack pattern.
See you, Vertex.
Yeah, I mean, he almost got it the first time, unless there's 2
Yeah, that's what I
phases.
mean. Is you just use the dodge a little bit more, and it'll probably be fine. Because lots of its strongest moves you can dodge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man,
1044p
say
armored core. Is it? The quality's not that bad, is it?
It is when
No,
he's
it's-
on his work Wi-Fi.
less. It's pretty high quality.
Yeah.
He can't see anything.
There's lots
I'll
of red
say
lights.
stream quality is
You'll-
probably worse than.
No.
Ah, man, I should have healed
Yeah.
that up.
Why does this game from
Yeah, you held the
2023
heel.
look worse than Fire Emblem from 2005?
Good
I don't
question.
know.
Because
It looks better than the
Nintendo's-
last Armored Core, I'll tell you that much.
So, what specifically were you hearing about Fire Emblem changing, Leon?
So when I was watching my buddy play Three Houses, you were able to explore a semi-open world, and you had it was actual
Oh.
3D movement, and I'm not saying they don't exist, but whenever I was watching him, I didn't see him do a single grid-based battle. Maybe he was just doing a lot of side quest shit on the overworld. I don't know, but I didn't see
You
any
just
grid-based
listed
battles.
every complaint I have with Three Houses. It takes so long to actually start doing the fucking battles. Because it's the month-based system, so every week you get to you get a set of things you can do every week, and at the end of every month
You can
there's a
visit the
battle.
monastery up to 4 times in a month. And
Yeah,
then
that takes
is
15 minutes to an hour every time you want to do it. It is insane.
Why
Wow,
can't I
dude.
heal?
Yeah, it it didn't look like Fire Emblem. It looked like, you know, cool generic anime game, but it didn't look like Fire Emblem.
Because that portion of it just wasn't.
No, in
Like-
Fire Emblem Engage, they also have like a monastery, but the way it works there is you collect a couple things and then you use the arena to get free XP, and then
Yeah,
that's it.
The only things they've updated in Engage have made the monastery less like tedious to use.
You use it way less. There's actually only one thing that matters picking up in the monastery, and the rest of the stuff you do there is going to be the arena and collecting supports, and then training, or not training, but buying new equipment.
Yeah, shops and shit.
Shops
I know.
and shit.
I mean, I'd be down to give it a try. I'm definitely not dead set against it. It just seemed
If you
seemed
want to
like
skip
it,
3 houses, yeah, you can skip 3 houses. If you want
the skip 3 houses and just go
Yeah.
straight to Engage.
Yeah, you don't need to play a game if it doesn't look that interesting, because there is a lot to do with the monastery, and there's a lot of the training and setting up your units for the future,
Mhm.
and just like slowly sharpening their blades.
Yeah,
That's
I
what a
said,
lot of 3 houses is.
I
like
so,
that.
I'm
React
so biased
videos.
towards. I love that grid-based attack system because my favorite Final Fantasy game of all time before I ever played a Fire Emblem game was Final Fantasy Tactics on the PS1.
Yeah.
And so when Smash Bros. Melee came out and I played as, you know, Marth Roy, thought they were so cool, and found out what Fire Emblem was. I'm like, you mean it's like Nintendo did Final Fantasy Tactics? And I loved it ever fucking since.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see somebody beat missions, then you can switch to my stream.
Are you actually streaming it right now?
No,
Good.
I could be.
You could. True.
Also, Michael will criticize your roster selections for 3 houses.
I won't criticize the selection. Okay.
I don't criticize you if you use somebody from your house. I will criticize you if you steal all the other students.
I've done that before. It's very funny. Because every battle just turns into generic enemies.
Yeah, honestly, I think there's some decent ideas, but honestly, there's a lot of execution that need to be improved in 3 houses.
There need to be more. No, you can't recruit this unit on this map or this route. There need to be way more of that.
Well,
So
and
the
the problem
game has
is
like
that
no replay value.
the
is what I'm
problem is there
hearing.
aren't enough units, period, to make that viable.
Exactly.
If
And
there
the
were just
replay
more
value
units,
is
it wouldn't matter if you
entirely,
could recruit away like 6 of them. If there was 15 per side and you could recruit 6, it wouldn't matter.
Mhm. Well, the replay value, Leon, comes from there being 4 routes to play.
Like,
But
as in,
honestly,
like, but is the story impacted enough to justify
No.
4 routes?
No,
No, it
not
doesn't.
at all.
Okay.
That's the problem.
It is to the point where
You
2
can
of
play
the
it
routes
twice,
are basically the
and
same.
that's fine. Yeah, you can play twice. That's fine. And you could get away with playing it once if you want to see enough of the story, and then you can just look up the last little bits that are like different.
Mhm.
I mean, technically, yes, the stories are different, quite different, quote unquote. But in terms of the maps you're playing, it doesn't change that much.
Yeah, like the first
Gotcha.
12 chapters are always going to be the exact same.
That was one thing that made me kind of upset too, is because they didn't have enough time to make more stuff, so it just,
Mhm.
yeah, it just didn't work.
It was a very visually pretty game for the Switch, though. I liked the way it looked artistically.
Oh man, take a look at Engage's battle animations. Those are awesome.
Yeah, Engage looks amazing. It looks good on handheld, unlike 3 Houses, which is the main way I played it.
Wait, 3 Houses really looks worse in handheld?
I didn't notice it myself.
Everyone turns into clowns. Like, they get less polygons when you take it to handheld.
I don't know, but those rumors about a Switch 2, which means we're going to be getting even more Fire Emblem.
Yep.
You can only hope, really.
I mean, a lot of people think it's going to be Genealogy remake. It might be. I mean, it's probably going to be a remake, but I don't know if they'll do Genealogy. I would like them to.
I always doubted Genealogy remake. Because they've been screaming it forever now. And I'm tired of them screaming it.
That's how I feel about, you know, the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 remakes. They'll never come just because people are asking for them so much.
Yeah.
I didn't think Final Fantasy VII remake would ever come because they're asking for it so much, and lo and behold, it still didn't. It's not.
Were you
Final
happy?
Fantasy VII
Yeah, I was going to say,
remake.
were you happy that they remade it?
I mean, they
To be
kind
fair,
of did. They just changed everything.
No, I haven't played the Final Fantasy VII remake. When I heard it's basically just an alternate reality. I was like, oh, so they're using characters from the old game but making it prettier, but it's not the same story. Like the reason people want that
Yeah,
game
it's
remade
really
is
an-
because the
it
story
really is
is
a new game.
incredible.
Yeah.
They want to replay that story but with modern visuals.
The thing is, I've seen ads for like Final Fantasy VII, but like modern, like the actual Final Fantasy VII modern. But like I have no idea.
Isn't there a modded version of Final Fantasy VII that like
Maybe,
does that?
but I saw like an actual gameplay, and it was like in a YouTube ad or something. I just
Now,
don't
does it make
remember.
it turn-based again?
Yeah,
Because
it's
I'm
literally
fucking
called.
tired
it-
of turn-based games not existing nowadays.
It's literally called like redo or something like that. It's like a full-on like whole fan
just play
game or
that.
something. Like I don't remember, but like I think Nintendo literally like bought it. Hold on. Final F7.
Oh, you can pause in this game. Well, that's different from Souls games.
Yes.
Totally.
I mean, this
Well,
is
I mean,
core.
the bosses are difficult, but the game is very forgiving in a lot of areas. Like
So I
your
guess we're
mech,
getting
your
an
mech
Armored Core
changes,
7 now.
you're not committed to any mech changes whatsoever. You can always change out your stuff for equal. You can sell your parts off for equal value. Try out anything you like.
Classic? What is it? Because there is a I've seen it advertised. I've seen it in a thing. I'm trying to remember. I feel like it's one of those few there was a group of people that were making the game and just as a fan thing, and Nintendo was like, hey, we're gonna buy that from you.
Wouldn't be the first time. I mean, that's what happened with Sonic Mania. The Sonic team pretty much bought that out and brought the devs in that made that, and then screwed them over with the Sonic Origins collection. But
It'd be pretty cool.
Dr. Asuro says, blame gaming journalists for people hating turn-based or saying it's too old and not modern enough. Yeah, no, I blame gaming journalists for just about everything in modern-day gaming. So, yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
just
they
add that to the
ruined it.
list. That's fine.
Like going back and looking at the shit that they're complaining about, like it's all the shit I like. They can fuck off.
I fucking love turn-based games. I stream with this dude on Saturdays who I love him to death. Dragon Slayer commentaries. I love you to death, but he hates turn-based video games. And it drives me bonkers because there's so many amazing turn-based video games. I wish Kingdom Hearts was turn-based rather than,
Yeah, there's
real-time
another
action.
there's another turn-based RPG that came out recently. People were talking about Sea of Stars. You can look that up on Steam.
What was it called?
It's a turn-based RPG, Sea of Stars.
Oh yeah, Sea of Stars looks great. My friend Cassie was streaming. I think the demo just dropped or something like that, or maybe. It
Oh
was
no,
the
the
full
game's
game.
out.
Okay, maybe she was streaming the full game then. But yeah, it looked. Yeah, that looked real good.
Yeah, if you want a turn-based RPG, check it out.
Oh yeah, I saw a lot of ads for this.
Hey, even One Piece Odyssey was turn-based for battling and all
True,
that.
but I still don't trust that because of the Fairy Tail game. That is shit.
Huh?
Bandai
And
Namco.
when I
has
say,
done that.
just to clear it up in the chat, when I say turn-based games aren't coming out anymore, what I mean is like big-budget AAA turn-based games. Like when Final Fantasy VII came out, that wasn't some rinky indie game that people were just like, oh, I miss turn-based. Let's make an indie turn-based game. I mean, like that was a
Can't
Final
I
Fantasy
heal
game. It was a-
sometimes? I don't understand. Is there something?
No,
I
else
mean,
here?
there's
I don't
Octopath.
know.
Yeah, I like
That's
Octopath
maybe-
Traveler,
yeah.
but it still doesn't feel. It feels like a double A game. It doesn't feel like I want to see companies invest like Last of Us 2 levels, but into a good fucking turn-based game.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. I mean, no, wait. We're getting a new Persona game, or a Persona remake.
That's true. The Persona games are the last bastion of that. And I almost bought Persona 5 Royal again last night for from Steam, and I was like, I'll hold off on it. I don't need it right away. But
Dude, it is tempting looking at that shit on Steam.
I
or
know,
not on Steam,
right?
but Switch. I'm just like, handheld's really nice.
I've already beaten that game. I don't know how many times on various systems. I don't need to buy it for PC right away, but I'm so tempted.
Yeah, I really need to replay the original Persona 5 before I play Royal again, because apparently it's still very different.
Yeah, Royal is different enough to justify its existence. So I shouldn't say I like the original better because technically the Royal is an overall better game, like just objectively with some of the quality of life changes and whatnot. But the music in the original is just they used a lot of the same songs, but Royal added new songs. I don't think anything they added tops what was in the original Persona 5.
I can agree with that. Dude, have you played any of the first 2 Persona games? Because those songs are insane.
I've not played the first or the second. I've watched the first being played because I was really interested in like just the history of it when I got into Persona, and I want to play the first one. But I want to play the original Japanese version, not the really censored American version. So I've only played 3 and up.
Yeah, I'll say that the first one, I hate the gameplay of it because it's weird. I just don't like it too much. But it is insane.
Isn't Persona the game that sexualizes 14-year-olds?
Jump off a brick. Yeah, no, I've been seeing that a lot, Leon. If you didn't hear it last night, I've been seeing a lot of I hate that this character is sexualized. Why are people sexualizing this character? And then it's like, have you? I know you played the game. Did you played the game? What do you mean? Like, you remember Futaba, right, from Persona 5?
Yeah, which
Also,
waifu
and-
for waifu
the
in that
big-
game.
big jacket.
Futaba is best girl.
Like, literally any of the girls from Persona 5, but, like, specifically Futaba, and people are like, I can't believe we're sexualizing
Not
Futaba.
Haru.
And it's like,
Fuck Haru. She's awful.
I love
Hater.
Haru. Fuck off. My favorite.
Oh shit! Sorry. No, the problem with Haru is that she's introduced into the game so late. She has the least development of any of the other characters.
Yes. You are entirely right. But I still like her design the most.
Fair enough. I have a type, which is why Futaba is my favorite.
Fair enough.
Which the first time I played that game, I accidentally romanced on, and I didn't know that was the romance option, so I took it.
Dude, it happens to fucking... Blaine, you know what this romance option was? You know what the dialogue
What?
pop-up was for the on romance?
No. What is it?
It was, I'll always be there for you, or our group will always be there
Yeah,
for you.
it was
And
something
so if you picked,
super
I will always be there for you.
platonic
It
sounding.
was like, oh, nope, now you're fucking... It
Yeah.
was crazy.
Dang it.
It was like,
Yeah,
don't
that makes
worry, I'll
sense.
always be there for you. Or like, don't worry, we're always going to be there for you.
Yeah, it was. I was so bummed when I romanced on, because I know I should have had multiple save files so I could go back, but I didn't. It was it was my first time play, because it was the first Persona game I ever played. So I retroactively went back and played
I
3 and
definitely
4
gotta
after
play
I
this game
loved
multiple
5 so much.
times.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
I know what you mean, Leon. It is rough. But okay, back to Futaba. Like you remember her main 3 outfits, right? Her normal outfit, which is the tank top, the baggy shorts, or the short shorts.
Oh yeah, Futaba. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking Haru
Yeah, yeah,
again
yeah.
for a second. Like,
And
no, she
you
wears a
remember
pink
her,
sweater. Yeah,
her
Futaba's
battle
normal
outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah, her battle outfit, which is just the skin tight suit, right? And then you have the villain outfit, the shadow outfit, where it's just the bandages. And people,
I mean, that is a pretty standard Japanese girl outfit. Like most females you see in Japan will be wearing those like tiny shorts, and it'll be like middle of winter, and you'll be like, okay, I
But
guess.
like this combination of outfits, this the fan art, or not the fan art, but the official art of the game, that I can see just Googling her name, and it's like, you're wondering why the character's sexualized. The fuck is wrong with you?
They don't think through things.
No, they don't.
Not only that, but first of all, she's 15. You know, I've seen 15-year-olds in real life wear far worse. And second, you're playing a 16-year-old character. Yeah, we've all went to high school. Every fucking sophomore or junior dated a sophomore or freshman or whatnot. Like it's a role playing game. You're playing a role. It is an RP fucking G.
Yeah, it's just weird. People complaining.
Nobody can complain about my age gaps because I've never had one.
I'll complain about the fact that you don't have one.
No. I thought I was safe here. This is a safe space.
You ain't safe anywhere.
Thought you'd be safe here. No, we're
Right
wife
now, it's
havers
between
around
0
here.
and 50. No, I'm not gonna do that.
I've never dated a massively younger age gap. I have dated a massively older age gap. When I was
Yeah, that's
25,
weird.
Yeah, you were a
I
sugar
dated
baby,
a
aren't you?
33-year-old for a little bit.
Mm.
That's the liberal agenda in you.
Okay, hold on. Eight.
To be fair, she didn't look 33. Like I mean, I knew her age because we've been friends. Like her and I had already been friends for a couple years. I knew her, knew her kids and whatnot. And we just, we dated for a short time. It was like nothing, but I don't know. I don't like women my own age because a lot of them were in my like mid-20s. I didn't because they were retarded, so I liked older women more.
Yeah,
Now that
certified not drug abuser.
Right.
That's how you can tell somebody doesn't look their age.
Leon, how do you feel about the pedosona accusations?
Pedosona.
So, I mean, it's nothing that isn't thrown at anything Japanese. So I don't think it's particularly special that Persona gets attacked like that. But also, it's annoying to see it happening to anything Japanese, especially when we've got shit like what we see in Baldur's Gate. So, yeah. The West hates Japanese games because Japan is,
I think the biggest issue with it is that's all the fucking Western Persona artists, like Persona Twitter artists, who make that their whole life, who tweet that shit.
No. But when it comes to Western Persona artists, the problem is they make all of them fucking fat and then talk about how
No.
You're honestly, the problem wasn't the genocide. It was the hypocrisy.
It was entirely the hypocrisy. It ain't the art. I still like the art.
Oh, you like
It's where
old
it's
girls like Oda with one piece? Nice. This is true. I do. A lot of the time I like women older than me, but I mean, yes, they do make sexual, good sexy art of the characters as well. I don't know. I'm tired of seeing people on Twitter taking, hot Japanese waifus and turning them into fucking slugs. Like,
yeah, I'd block those people. I only get the best of AI artists.
I like talking shit to them though. If I block them, I can't, talk massive shit. I got into a weird altercation because someone made a fat version of Android 21 from Dragon Ball FighterZ, and we went on this like long Twitter thread of back and forth, arguing with one another, with her accusing me of being fat phobic and hating obese people. And I'm like, yeah, no, this is accurate. This is entirely true. Like, you're not hurting my feelings by calling me all this stuff. I don't like fat people who, can do better with their lives. And I really don't like fat people who take very attractive characters and make them fat and then say they've improved the art.
Fix that for you.
That's always the worst part. Where they're like, I've improved their character design. You made their skin black. The fuck you talking about?
Teacher is best girl in Persona 5R. If we're talking about the older ladies in Persona 5, then no, it is the nurse. I can't.
Completely wrong. Still wrong. Kawakami's best.
See a lot of obese people in loading field.
Man said he liked Ty more than Kawakami.
Look at that. 166 health left. Huh?
Good job.
No. Yeah, Kawakami. Okay, Kawakami was the teacher. Sorry, I was only thinking about her.
You had a long brain delay. You had enough time to Google it, Leon.
I just did. Yeah, no, I Googled her. Yeah, no, Kawakami is second place of the older waifus. I still like. I still prefer the nurse girl. Is Takumi? Is that her name?
Yeah, Tai Takumi.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I like Kawakami as well. That's fair.
Fat people only have two options: become the next Chris Farley or lose the weight. That is so true. Oh, remember when you'd be like, "Man, he's a big boy, but look at his athletics." that used to be a thing we talked about. Not anymore, though.
To this day, the Chippendales SNL sketch with him and Patrick Swayze is my favorite SNL sketch.
Oh, so good. I probably still go to Down by the River. So one of my favorites.
That's another great one, yeah.
My eyes don't work too well right now. Is that Bill Shakespeare over there? Oh, it's so good.
I also really like the Schmitz Gay sketch with him and Adam Sandler where they're in a beer commercial, but beer for gay dudes.
Yes.
Isn't that just cider?
No, Bud Light. Don't you know? Ain't you heard? Look, I'm flying on a platform.
We'll be rolling.
He did it.
Living in a van down by the river. really backed off the mic because I was not sure how loud that would come out.
No,
That
it's
worked
okay.
great. It's perfect. I could still hear me.
Yeah. Gone too soon. And fucking Adam Sandler thinks he can just replace him with Kevin James like none of us will notice.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. That guy's not as funny.
I don't think Kevin James is
I don't know what you're
funny.
talking about. Kevin James. Is
Yeah, I like Kevin James, but he's no fucking Chris Farley.
He's the president of the United States of
In
America.
Pixels.
Only in one movie.
The best movie.
Chris Farley, and don't forget John Candy, another good comedian.
Yeah, John
Yeah,
Candy
John
was
Candy was way
incredible.
funnier.
Oh, I don't know if he was. Their version-
John
their styles
Candy
of
was
comedy are so
funnier as like a comic, but Chris Farley was way more
Oh
active.
no, no, I wasn't talking about versus Chris Farley. I'm talking about versus Kevin James.
Oh,
yeah,
hands
John
down.
Candy
Hands
outclasses
down.
Kevin James in every.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
No
I'm
argument.
Yeah, yeah.
And what of John Rambo?
Not a comedian.
Probably better than
Very
Kevin
different,
James.
John.
Yeah,
Um,
not a comedian.
Very athletic, not very comedic.
I'm gonna upset the chat here, but I always found John Belushi a bit overrated. I like him, but I don't think he
I
is
can
as
see
great as
that.
everyone says.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I watched Blues Brothers 2 before I watched Blues Brothers 1. So I
Whoa.
agree. I was like, who is this guy? Give me back Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, Farley did have great energy and loudness. There was also, I'm so, just like with Robin Williams, I'm so tired of people attributing his death to depression because there's literally no evidence of that.
You know, if it's the depression or the cancer, gonna bet on the cancer.
I would bet on the depression. Wouldn't have to.
Well, yeah, he got Parkinson's, but it's probably he was probably doing a lot of coke too during the 70s and 80s. So that would explain why he was so manic during his comedy routines.
I'm talking about Belushi.
No, Robin Williams.
Oh, Robin Williams. Yeah, when Robin Williams, the reason he killed himself was because he was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia, and he felt his brain slipping away, so he wanted to just end it before he wasn't
Oh,
himself
okay.
anymore.
I thought he had Parkinson's.
No, Lewy body dementia.
Oh,
Lewy body dementia? What is that?
Yeah.
How is
Yeah,
that different
Lewy.
than dementia?
I
Just is.
I'd have to look up the difference, but it's a specific type of dementia that's like the worst of the worst, basically. And Doc, as far as how we feel about Chevy Chase, I can't stand him, but some of his movies are fucking hilarious, and I'll admit it. I think that he's I don't like him on SNL, that's for sure. I mean, I don't dislike him, but he's not high on my list of favorite cast members at all.
Yeah, honestly, I think he can perform. I just don't think he's.
Yeah.
I don't like him that much.
as a person, Chevy's an ass and a really big jerk to work with. But yeah, he has some funny movies.
Yeah, I mean, Christmas Vacation will always be a go-to, and then my
Nice.
favorite comedy movie of all time, or if not my favorite, easily my top 5 is Caddyshack. So I mean, I can't hate Kevin, or I can't. I almost said Kevin Bacon because I was reading the fucking chat.
Right,
I can't
yeah,
hate
Chevy
Chevy Chase
Chase.
too much because I love Caddyshack.
God, Caddyshack is so good.
That's all right. Yeah.
Dookie! Looks like it's a combo Parkinson's dementia.
Okay, gotcha.
So you lose
Wow.
control of your body and your brain disappears.
Oy.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, Spies Like Us is good. I like Spies Like
Doctor.
Us. I mean, but also
Doctor.
that's so many
Yeah,
of Chevy
Spies
Chase's
Like Us was
movies
good.
are fantastic. Not necessarily because of him, because he's always working with other big name comedic talents.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Okay, I unlocked multiplayer finally. So we can play together in
Yeah, now we
custom
can do it.
matches. Finally did it.
all right. So what's everyone's thoughts on Bill Murray then? Because everyone talks about not liking Chevy Chase because he's an asshole, but Bill Murray's just as much
Bill
of an
Murray's a
asshole
huge
that seems to
asshole,
get
but
a
he's
pass.
funnier.
He's in the same. He's the same.
Because he's funnier.
Yeah, he's the same, if not
Yeah.
worse.
He's just funny.
I think he's gotten less funny.
Well,
Uh,
no, I don't care about anything he does nowadays. No.
Yeah, but like
No.
back in the day, man, great stuff coming out of Bill Murray.
Yeah, how can you argue with Groundhog Day?
I like his dramatic work as well. Like some of the few like heart-wrenching movies he's like Robin Williams. I don't like a lot of Robin Williams comedies in terms of his movies. I love his stand-up, but a lot of his like movies aren't really my cup of tea. As opposed to Bill Murray movies, I adore both his dramatic and comedic acting.
What's the point if he's really doing it?
Yeah, he
Yes,
was in,
Michael,
he was in-
Stripes. I have the unpopular opinion of liking Stripes better than Ghostbusters. And I love Ghostbusters, don't get me wrong. I love Ghostbusters, but I actually like Stripes more.
Bill Murray for not comedy, but like you say, dramatic. He was in City of Ember, which is a small film. I don't know if
I never
anyone's
saw
seen
the film. I loved that book when it came out because I was right around the right age. I was in like 6th, 7th grade, somewhere around that when that book came out, and it was like at the time I read it, I thought it was just the coolest book ever. And so I
It
never
is
saw the
good.
movie, but it was years because it came out years later. But he was also in that movie. What is it? Something about Tibet.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
That's not the one I'm thinking. Hold on a sec.
No. Okay.
I have seen that one. Was he in that?
Yeah, he was just. It was a bit part, I think, but
Okay.
It's not The Razor's Edge. The Razor's Edge.
the Razor's Age. I don't know that one.
Yeah, it is. In Illinois in 1917, just before the United States joins World War I, a fair has been planned to raise money to support Gray Maturin and Larry Darnell, who are joining the war in Europe. It's a movie about Bill Murray spending time in Tibet after the war. And I keep wanting to say 7 years in Tibet, and that's not correct. It's The Razor's Edge. I remember listening to DC's PCB show where they were discussing Groundhog Day. His Rift is Why, that's his name from Ghostbusters, never made movies again for like 25 years. Groundhog Day is great.
He's been an asshole for many decades, probably.
Oh yes.
I'll still enjoy Lost in Translation though.
Harold Ramis. Okay, you looked up his name, Harold Ramis. Yeah, Harold Ramis is the godfather of 80s comedy. Like, you don't do better than Harold Ramis. He's the one that did Caddyshack. He's the one that did Stripes and did Ghostbusters. Like, he's unabashedly perfect.
Yeah,
He was
he's
one of the
very
few
good.
celebrities that when he died, it actually like legit. Because usually when a celebrity dies, I don't fucking care. Like, it's not like I personally knew
But
him.
it's
or whatever.
usually they're very good at one skill set, and usually it doesn't need to train.
And if that skill set's cool enough and you enjoyed it enough, then you're like, dang, I'm not gonna get to enjoy that
Yeah,
anymore.
I remember
Yeah,
where I
that
was
was
when I
sad.
learned Harold Ramis died. Like, it hit me that much.
Where were you? Taking a dump?
I was at my grandparents' house. Ironically, my grandparents were the one that showed me a lot of Harold Ramis and Bill Murray movies. I happened to be at my grandparents' house and was on. I don't remember what the reason for me visiting was, but I was visiting them. I was playing around on my phone and saw the news broke that Harold Ramis died, and I was just me and my grandpa just talked about Harold Ramis movies for about God knows how long afterwards. Yeah, Bernie Mac was also massively talented and died way too early. I actually watched a documentary on the
Wait,
death
when
of
did
Bernie
Bernie
Mac
Mac
like 2 months
die?
ago. Bernie Mac died 20 years ago or something.
Oh.
He died in, what is the exact year? 2008. Okay, so not 20 years, but 15 years.
Dang, that guy was speeding.
Blaine surviving with 97 health.
That's all you need. One.
Yeah, all I need is one. The only health that matters is the last one. Dang, Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
I remember the Bernie Mac show.
You beat that mission, so now you unlock the boost tank.
Did I?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
That's what I said. I said 2008, guys. I said I screwed up.
It's the 30-second delay. Don't worry.
Oh,
Some of
that's
them
right,
are
I
on like
forget
a
there's that
5-minute
delay.
delay.
I acknowledge I was wrong.
Some of them, they're like, I don't know when they'll get to it.
You want to know who I'm glad didn't die because he's gone on to like rejuvenate his career is Adam Sandler. A lot of Adam Sandler's recent work is back to being good again.
Is it? That's cool.
Yeah.
It's slumped for a long time.
Yes, it did.
I
It
remember
slumped
8 Crazy
hard.
Nights, and I was like, this man can do no wrong. And then he just went on for like Click and everything else. And I was like, I don't know anymore.
And
Then he did only wrong.
Well, you didn't like Jack and Jill?
No. No, I didn't.
Weird. Weird you would have that controversial opinion.
Is that a
I didn't even have
controversial
a comment
opinion?
for
No,
bringing up fucking
no.
Jack and Jill. No, Adam Sandler's been. I liked, I liked several movies he's done for Netflix. I liked Sandy Wexler. I love Uncut Gems. Uncut Gems is, without a doubt, his best acting work, and the fact that he got snubbed for the Oscar is what is like why I stopped giving a fuck about the Oscars.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
a very long time you give a fuck about the Oscars.
Well, yeah, but like you gotta remember, like, as I love movies, I love movie culture. My entire living room was done in like 1930s through 50s Hollywood. Like, I'm a massive cinephile, and so I
Oh,
clung
that
to the
word.
Oscars longer than most people. And then knowing that they were getting shittier and shittier, but I still wanted to believe that these movies mattered. And then Adam Sandler got snubbed for Uncut Gems. I'm like, I think I'm done now. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. Yes, Doc. John Hughes, great in the 80s. Fucking awful in the 90s.
Yeah, he made some really good ones there. He had the Brat Pack with him all through the 80s.
Michael Bolton?
I love
Wait,
Michael
what about
Bolton.
Michael Bolton? Who cares about Michael Bolton other than the Lonely Island Boys?
How am I supposed to live without you?
Which one did they do with him?
Is it just called Jack Sparrow? That's what it's about, but I don't know if that's the name of the song.
It is.
Or is Stu talking about... Sorry, he's talking about Michael Bolton from Office Space?
From Office
Michael
Space?
Bolton's a cinephile?
Yeah,
Really?
there was a...
Oh, that's a line in that song. In the Lonely Island song, there's a line with like, Michael Bolton's a massive cinephile. I totally fucking forgot about that line.
Jamie, play Captain Jack Pro. It shouldn't be as
Dude,
long for you just to
speaking
get
of
it.
Jamie play.
Big talk for a man who's not streaming right now.
Does anyone watch Joe Rogan aside from me? Because it's amazing that since he moved to Spotify, he doesn't give a fuck about playing licensed songs. He'll have a guest on, they'll be talking about music, and Jamie plays so and so, and he'll play the song in its entirety and just talk about how awesome
Well,
it is.
he's
Like,
sponsored by
"Aren't you-"
Spotify. Like, that's
Right,
only
it's,
privileges.
his guests are always like, "Aren't you afraid of getting copyright?" He's like, "Fuck it, I'm on Spotify exclusively." It's so good.
Jamie, edit that out of the clip.
Yeah, I only watch his stuff if it's over on YouTube now.
Jamie, can you edit James Corden out of our show?
I'll watch certain guests if Rogan has them on. See, I go through phases where I'll watch him every episode for like a month straight, and then I'll stop watching him unless it's certain guests. Then I'll go back to watching it all the time. Like, yeah, I go through phases with how consistently I watch Joe Rogan.
Welcome, Stu.
Well, I mean, you asked me to be here pretty much.
Is that what I did?
Yes.
I just said big talk for a man in the chat.
Yeah. Implying that I was too scared to get on. Or too tired.
Oh,
or
is
too
that what it
whatever.
is? Let me play the "Is that what it meant to you" card. Is that the card I play now? Is that how you took what I said?
This is what I mean.
Is that
I'm
what
mad
you got I
because
meant?
so I played a lot of Armored Core, and then I was like, well, not a lot of it, but I was
What
like, I'm gonna
chapter are
wait
you
for
on
Blaine
right
to
now?
catch up, and now Blaine's ahead of me. Because I
Oh
have
no!
Okay, now I know where you are then.
He got filtered.
Alex Moore, Andrew Tate would be very disappointed in you because reading is for losers, apparently.
You don't read. You have somebody read to you, and you drink bubbly water.
Yeah, Alex Moore listens to the books, I think.
I do too. I'm not judging. I listen to audiobooks.
And I listen to Stu read the Bible to me.
Well, that's an audio. So I left right when you were attempting the first mission. How did that go for you?
It went great.
First try?
No, second try on the helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah, second try on helicopter. I fat fingered a couple health packs as I was working my way through the level, so I kind of didn't prep correctly. We'll say.
Well, I think that the keyboard
did
might
not
actually
beat
be
on my
better than
first
the
real try
controller. I got it on second try too, but what I find that I'm having difficulty with is when I'm using the joysticks for booster or whatever, or I'm using the secondary. Sometimes it accidentally keys the assault boost.
Gotcha.
And I still got to get used to the.
No, my issue is duplicate inputs, not toggling correctly. So like I'll have it not take a health request like 8 times. Like you can hear me just mashing on the keyboard, and I'm like, why won't it? But being a heavy arms is freaking amazing in this game. I love it, absolutely love it.
Like
2
I said,
Gatling guns.
I think you're probably gonna like it better when you have the boost tank.
Oh, it's so good. I barely make it through a level because my
Wait a
armor
minute.
is so light, but I'm just blowing crap up all day.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Doc says what's also funny about Rogan is that until that one episode, no one knew or cared about the Atlantis being a real conspiracy. Now there's tons of people talking about it. Do you guys believe in Atlantis?
What do you mean believe in Atlantis?
Like believe in the legend of Atlantis?
It was a great. Well, she did some good music.
There's a lot of ways that can go, Leah. That's just scratches the surface. Do you believe in Atlantis? It's like asking if I believe the sun rises in the morning.
I am sure there was a city somewhere that got washed away in the ocean. And that tale has become Atlantis, but do I believe in the Disney's Atlantis? No.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. I'm not talking about the
Atlantis was a
Disney
really good
Atlantis. I mean, like
movie.
the actual conspiracy that there was this technologically advanced city back in the before Christ days.
No, and you know what the problem is? The problem is people think that ancient people were big dum-dums and not realizing that they were still people and that they had technology. Yes, it was more archaic than we have, but they had a lot more complex engineering than a lot of people give them credit. So when they find out, like, oh, they had a computer that's basically a giant mechanical calculator, they're like, no, this has to be aliens, or like it has to be some like ancient or more advanced civilization. It's like, no, people are just smart. They know that ones and zeros can work, and they can make a bunch of sticks and cogs turn into a computer.
Or there was
That was
Nephilim.
my beliefs pretty well.
Nephilim. Don't Nephilim make the giants? They sound pretty dumb to me.
We lost a lot of
Giants are
records
dumb,
by
I
the
don't
end of
know.
the Bronze Age. That's my target. Once I get time, once you get your time machine, yeah, go back to the Library of Alexandria. Keep that bitch from burning down. Put us 1,000 years further ahead in this timeline. That'd be great.
Nothing of value was lost.
Do you want to be 1,000 years in the future right now? I don't think you want to.
I
No,
mean,
but have 1,000-year like fresher tech would be kind of interesting.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, hear me out. That means we'd have to deal with Hitler with 1,000 years more technology.
Yeah, but we would have like
Yeah,
more
the
tech than him.
Would we?
Yes. It's not like he gets the tech and we. It's not like we're like fighting sticks and stones against Cyber Hitler. We get
Oh, no,
cyber
I
stuff
do, I
too.
do like that mental image of like us still in the American Revolution and still fighting fucking Hitler out of like Wolfenstein or something.
I do that.
That'd be funny as fuck.
Ooh, stun baton. Meow. Who's
I
got
also love
TCAT?
how
I
quickly-
need to get as far into the level as you are.
I love how
The only
quickly
one that
things
really,
go
the
to
only level
Hitler,
that gave
by
me
the way.
trouble was Wall Climber.
Oh yeah.
Boss was annoying, or just the long range nukers.
What, Serranos?
Was it the boss or was
annoying,
it
or
climbing the
level?
wall?
The walls only gave me a problem for just a second, but I was like, oh, okay, so there's a whole division of artillery all aimed at me.
Yeah.
But then it was just like, okay, just dash to the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, it was basically D-Day.
And
But
you
we've got
remember
a
what that
mech.
was like.
I was there.
Yes, more rocket launchers.
That was a fun fight.
No,
I
it
still
took
have
me a while to
dumb
beat the boss.
heads. What is these heads?
The boss wasn't even that strong. It was just annoying the way it played because it's invincible from the front and it just dashes around the arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like it's. Yeah, that's probably my least favorite boss of the whole game. I'm not done with the obviously, but that so far that was my least favorite boss because it's just like, oh, it's just running around. I just have to be above him. Just the way
You
it
just
makes
have
you
to be
play
better
is
than
just
it.
so boring.
I beat it 2 weeks ago, and this is the first I've played since. So
Yeah, but you're a busy man with busy man stuff to do.
I was playing other games.
Oh yeah, go down.
What you want?
How are we supposed to co-op this? That's what I thought there
Tank
was
legs,
supposed to be
tank
some
legs,
sort of.
tank legs. Boosty tank. Boosty tank.
There is co-op arena battle that I just unlocked. I don't know about mission co-ops though.
I just assumed that you could co-op, but apparently you can't.
It was a FromSoft game. They gotta allow the co-ops. That's how FromSofts do.
Why can't I summon a mech into battle by putting down like a little
Summon sign, a little like
Yeah.
a little beacon. You just stamp it in the ground.
You put a little beacon down, then you can like search on the webs like people want help with level, blah blah blah. Cause that'd be pretty fun.
Well, I mean, even like it's wrong lore, but like in BattleTech, you go in with a lance, right? Which is 4 mechs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's your.
I know what that means.
Do you?
You're the one who saw John Cena? No, I don't believe you. No one
Nobody's
sees
seen John Cena. That's the whole point.
But he did save the Mystery Machine from certain deaths. So.
This game though is what I wanted the Gundam game to be like.
Oh
This
yeah.
is-
Yes.
I've only played like 2 Gundam games, and they were Dynasty Warriors Gundam games, and those
Oh,
are
those are
fucking
so
I love
fun.
those games.
Those are so fun.
Button mash.
My son still plays them on my PS3.
You've been treating your child horribly. You haven't gotten a PS4 even.
I have a PS4.
And he isn't gonna play it.
Do they have a Dynasty Warriors Gundam on PS4?
No, they only
Okay.
made.
Thanks,
I don't-
Serranos.
I was gonna say, I don't think they made ones. Oh, sorry. My son plays 1 video game. No, 2. He plays 2 video games on the PS3. That's the only games he gets to play. Nothing else.
Another key cat. Oh, there! I see the cat
Here's
now.
your one game system and your one game.
This is the only one that exists. Don't look up the internet. Oh yeah, I forgot. He doesn't get internet access. I bet.
No, he doesn't actually.
Not even restricted access.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Like we play Brawl Stars together.
Over an internet connection.
Yeah, it's convenient, you know.
Well, yeah, you have to have an internet connection for that. It's a mobile game.
People immediately turn to aliens when they see or discover something advanced in the past. Ancient astronaut theory, ancient aliens. Maybe it's actually just human ingenuity. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
There's no way we could have built the pyramids.
Are you
with
kidding?
modern
Have you
technology.
seen how dumb people are? Bill Cosby? Oh no! All right. Well, I guess I don't get to fight yet. They're engaging.
Oh, are you just watching?
Yeah, I'm on the bench waiting for whoever loses so I can cycle in, I guess.
Huh.
But I'm following Fat Boy Slim here.
How many people here? Oh, he doesn't. Huh.
It's
To be fair,
3v3.
Doc, we don't know if the aliens were pedos or not. Let's say an alien
I like
looks
his
like a
sword looking
37-year-old at the age of 5. Does that?
Do you want to know what aliens are?
Diamonds.
They're demons.
I'm
Oh,
waiting.
look at, he has an actual death sight thing.
I know. I need to unlock that.
Also, I want to get a better handheld missile launcher because I like the full missile build. It's fun.
Ooh, there's only one left on the blue team getting smashed.
Yeah, he's
I
screwed.
love this game so much.
You've yet to play any mech games? I play either Robotech or Custom Robo. I heard they were good. I mean, you should play Metal Warrior on the SNES, one of the best Robo games of all time. You can get out of the mech and like shoot your little like pistol as a human. It's so great.
Oh, yeah, I finished
Played
watching the
Mech
Body
Warrior.
video the other day on like
The what
all the Armored Core games.
Oh, you watched a Vadi video on it?
Yeah, I watched all of his. Or I watched the whole video yesterday.
Oh, baby. That
Yeah.
guy gets into deep lore.
Yeah, if you're willing to put up with older controls, you should definitely check out the older games.
Dude, Mech Warriors, the games back in the day were great.
I remember playing those on the beige PC in the living room, the family computer.
Oh yeah, Mech Warrior 2. Hours and hours of fun.
Oh yeah, Ghost Bear's Legacy. The expansion. Back when you got expansion packs.
Oh man, I remember the blue Half-Life expansion. That was my favorite.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I don't even remember which one. It's like called Opposing Force or Strike Force or something like that. I just remember it was the blue one.
Yeah, if you don't want to play with old controls, I assume if you're playing emulator, you could probably adjust the controls so you can actually use a stick.
He's the arch of all FromSoft lore, Alex Moore. That guy cut his teeth on Prepare to Cry with his Dark Souls lore, and it just never stopped ever since.
He's a big lore guy, yeah.
His Bloodborne stuff's where I first found him.
Crashed.
So this is a 2-minute. I'm gonna sit around here for 2 minutes.
Yeah, so people, a lot of people say don't play Armored Core 5. Watching his thing, I would also recommend that. There's like a couple you should probably skip. Like you don't need to play literally the original Armored Core. You can play the updated version of it.
Yeah.
You skip the you skip Another Age probably. Or most people would be recommended to skip the Armored Core 2 Another Age. Skip Armored Core 5 entirely. But the rest of the game's mostly up for grabs. Worth playing.
What's interesting is I can't, like... I have to return to title screen if I want to leave this session. It's kind of interesting.
All right, let's get controversial.
Okay.
Y'all remember Bridget from Guilty Gear?
Yeah. The dude raised as a chick.
Yeah.
Well, cancel Blaine.
Yeah.
Views got canceled.
Now, what do you want to say about it, Michael?
I was just gonna bring it up.
You just want to bring it up?
Yeah,
You know what?
bring it
Blaine's
up.
got too many subs too quickly. Let's put the kibosh on that.
Dude, I
mean,
don't
I've been
know
getting more into
anything
the
about
drama,
this
like, watching
situation
people
except
still
there's a
arguing
lot
about
of
it
people
today.
on Twitter throwing a fit that people are using male pronouns for Bridget. So just yeah, Bridget's a dude. I don't even know if I'm accurate when I say that, but just because it pisses people off on Twitter, yeah, Bridget's a dude.
Well, you are entirely accurate for saying that, and it is very weird because I've actually looked a very tiny bit at the actual lore, and it is much more ambiguous.
Nothing
than
in the
word
games
by word.
actually suggests that Bridget is trans. Really.
Well, no, it's not trans.
No.
It's literally like, they're like, you can't have twin boys, so they turned one of the boys into a girl so they could at least live. And so they're just we'll
that
just treat her
that
like
was
a
their
girl
backstory.
forever.
But the newest game
Well,
was like
that
no,
John
they
Money
actually
method
do
that
one.
works so well
It's
in
like-
real life.
Exactly, except less
No.
suicide in Bridget.
Yeah, and then
so-
when Bridget left his village, he's like, "Yeah, I'm a boy."
Yeah, the entire point was that it was supposed to be ambiguous in the newer game because they want to appease people. But people just ran with that the complete wrong way. That's how you have two different timelines now where well, I guess you already had two different timelines, but Japanese timeline where they're very much still considered a boy, and then English timeline where it's like, yeah, they're fully trans now.
Of course.
I mean, the game
It seems like such a
isn't being
short-sighted
right.
way to like look at somebody's character. Like, their parents tried to make sure that they survived, and now we'll just wrap it up into this one little thing. Leon,
Yeah, for
was he
some reason,
smoking?
Bridget
he's
did not
smoking
like
C-3PO's
being at
dick,
home.
is what he's smoking.
If you're asking about the flavor, it is mango strawberry, but it's almost out, and I'll be switching over to guava peach.
Gay.
Wave.
Oh, you know it, honey.
SFO. Who is the SFO?
Short fat
Short fat
otaku.
otaku.
Dev.
Oh no, I did not watch that. Fuck Dev.
To be
Where's the
fair, that
trucker
could be
video
almost
dev?
any otaku. I'm pretty sure 90% of them are short and fat.
No, that's a specific YouTuber.
I know, but I'm just saying if I was gonna be an anime YouTuber, I'd go with something that narrows it down to me. Because if I was just looking at someone on the street like, yo, did you listen to that short fat otaku video? Like, what?
Well,
short
he
fat
made a
otaku?
YouTube channel like 15 years ago, so that's kind of why.
Yeah.
He also
Hey,
doesn't have a
Dev.
short fat or otaku like logo. It's kind of weird. It's just like a dude. You're like, huh? That doesn't tell me what you are at all.
Trucker protest video Dev. What happened to it? Where's the video?
Where's the protest video?
It will be out when it's done
and it'll be done.
Short
once.
fat otaku. You talking about that Review Tech USA guy?
Nope.
I know you're not. I'm just making fun of Review Tech
Rich.
USA. Yeah, a lot of otaku channels are fat dudes. Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's because anime caters to the male
I'm in.
fantasy.
It's true.
I know a lot more fat otaku than I have in shape otaku.
Your mech is like the brightest one out there, Blaine.
I know. I'm the only one that has like the
He's the main
guts.
character.
Yeah, main character.
My mech is not main character. No, I chose blue and green and a little bit of purple.
Blaine, are you fighting
There you
this
go.
time?
Yep.
Good.
Are you gonna win this time, Blaine?
I'm probably gonna win. It's like 4 minutes, kill as many
He's
as you
a
can, kind of thing.
self-proclaimed liberal, conservative, or moderate. Those are three separate fucking things. I mean, I guess you could be a moderate liberal or a moderate conservative, but how are you a liberal conservative? But he tends to
He's
ride
all of
centrist
them.
or
He's
fifth
all
post
of them.
views with autistic detail and of analysis. I mean, I'm a fence sitter as well, but I don't call myself a liberal conservative. That's fucking retarded.
He is
He
liberal,
fence
but he's
posts
not
when
that
he doesn't need
conservative.
to. He specifically fence posts to piss people off.
He also, I think he either would or is dating a trap.
No, that's his co-host on a show. He does.
Okay. I was gonna call him a chaser, but anyway.
I thought he was a chaser. I thought he was like, yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, but his like girlfriend is a normal person, relatively.
Okay, he's just not currently. He's not
Well,
currently.
you know, Doc says, I'm reading off his about section. It says liberal conservative. Well, he needs to add retarded somewhere in there because that also, I'm short, fat, retarded otaku because those aren't the same fucking thing.
oh no, friends help
Unless
me.
you believe in the uniparty.
Yeah, he just stupid. No, but he keeps talking about like, no, both sides were in the wrong on the trucker protests in Canada, and it's like, okay, no, I'll make the video eventually, guys. I'll make it eventually.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's coming. And that just never does.
There's a joke that he's dating a trans or a trap Lilith. It's called like Tubcast.
That's
Nothing
his
what,
podcast. That he does
nothing
with
being
her.
stated right now has given me any inclination to watch this douche.
I mean, I've made it clear I don't like him. Just because of how he acts on Twitter.
It's mostly the fact that it seems like he gets stuff wrong intentionally to be both sides.
Mm-hmm. That's entirely what he does.
Yeah,
Help me, friends.
that's what actually annoys me about his stance.
Dude,
It's
I
just
got
beef for
fucking
the
roasted
views.
for my Starfield video. It's my most disliked video I've ever done.
Well, that's because you
Eh.
didn't think about the people that really did have glitches.
I didn't actually
Did you think about them?
take the time to give you downvote. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I think I did watch
I
the
did give an
video, and I remember
inflammatory
not
title
liking
to piss people off, so like I'm okay with the amount of dislikes because I'm sure there are people that clicked on it just to dislike it given the title.
Oof.
Do you want to remind me of your stance? Because I kind of forget what it was. But I
Well,
did watch
on the
video.
Starfield thing,
He's
that
pro kids being
um,
trans.
so that, yeah, my stance is that is it dumb? Is the pronouns thing dumb in Starfield? Yeah, it's dumb, but one little thing about pronouns at the beginning of a game does not make an entire game woke, and that even if it is throwing a fit about that one little thing, is so minuscule compared to all the other like actual woke shit going on that the people that anti-woke are getting,
Oh, wow, you
not
got
getting,
blown
have been,
up.
are just
Yeah,
as
all of
annoying
my
as
buddies
woke.
were also respawning. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, honestly, what's more
I've
impressive
seen a
to
lot
me
of
that
videos
shows
shitting
that
on
it
her.
does matter is the fact that how many people will vitriolically attack him for his like stupid rant
Right.
Yeah.
and will
no, I've
like
seen dozens of people
aggressively
reacting
defend
to
the
it.
fact that like no, you have to have this in
No,
the game.
in my video, I didn't bring up Az. I think Az was completely in the right because for him, it was 20 hours of gameplay, and he'd been streaming it for a long time at that point before he finally went on that rant. So in my video, I didn't even touch on the Az stuff. I only focused on the people like Dan Vask who were putting up, tweets about how they bought the game, saw it had pronouns, immediately refunded. I'm
Yeah.
like, go fuck yourself. Like if you're refunding this game 5 minutes into character creation because you saw pronouns and haven't even gotten to the bulk of the game, then you don't even know if it's woke. You see this one thing and you jump to one conclusion because of your part of the culture war.
I mean, it is woke though.
Yeah, Vask was shit stirring.
I mean, you might not
It's very
agree with
beneficial to
the
him.
you might not think it's as woke as other things, but that's still woke.
No, but having one
I mean, there's no
woke
buts,
thing
it is.
in it,
I mean,
like,
that's what it is.
well, no, but like,
It is
what I'm- like,
at best, it's virtue signaling, and some
I'll
people
agree.
don't like
No,
that.
I'll totally agree. I'll totally agree to
to
virtue signaling. Thing is, people don't understand, and my main video was to point out that people don't understand what woke is anymore. Woke is when ideology gets put first. Nothing I've seen with Starfield thus far puts the ideology at the forefront. It could still be there, but there's left-leaning ideology in movies dating back to the 50s. Hollywood and the arts in general have almost always been left-leaning. So having that ideology in there doesn't inherently make something woke. Having that ideology take
what was left leaning back then is not the same as what we're talking about when we get to the point where there's more than two genders.
Well, no, I mean, obviously, yeah. Things I was gonna say evolve. Evolve is not the right word. Things escalate, absolutely. But what I'm getting at is that if you've got a 120-hour game, and you cannot label that whole game as woke because of something you saw in the first 5 minutes. You do not have enough information to go off of. At that point, you're being a reactionary, no different than actual woke people.
Well, I mean, I think some people are just so fed up with seeing it that that's a breach of trust at that
And
point. for them.
that's fine. That you can be fed up with seeing it. It doesn't negate the fact that you don't actually know. Like if this is a 120-hour game, I'm just throwing out an arbitrary number. I don't know how big it is, but if
Well,
it's
I mean, I think the
120-hour
fact they
game,
say they call it woke because they saw something in the first couple of minutes, I don't think that's misrepresentative because that's representative of what they saw, and you know how much they played it. They're not lying and saying like, I played this whole game, it's filled with woke stuff. Don't buy it. If you bought it, if you pre-ordered it, return it. That's pretty different than just them saying they returned it immediately because they saw the pronouns.
but that's what Dan Vask and Nina Infinity effectively did. Now Nina Infinity,
Yeah, that's what I mean. They said directly they returned it because of the pronouns, and they didn't play much of it, so you know how much they did see of it, so you know that they didn't get a full picture.
But see, hold on.
Can we
'cause
go
I'm
back
gonna
to
put
when
that-
woke meant that you thought the we lied about the moon landing? Can we go back
No.
to that time?
No.
Please.
So
No.
I'm going to respond to what
No,
Doc
shit,
says,
man.
and Doc, when I say respond to, I'm not saying
That makes you
like,
based now.
But, so he says woke is anything that supports or calls for cancel culture, censoring, sexual or otherwise, promotes feminism,
no.
intersectionality, progressivism, or cultural Marxism. I'm going to push back on that. That's not necessarily what woke means, because you say it supports.
Well,
or
It does
that's
in the
not-
vernacular.
That's not what woke matters, though, right? Like, we wouldn't care. Like, we don't care that Ghibli is, like, pro-nature and all this stuff, because what they make is quality movies. Stuff that's
Right.
interesting and good and has, like, a fun, interesting message. The fact that it's all environmental bullshit doesn't matter because the end product is such quality that it's like, yeah, I mean, that's his story. He wants to tell it, but he made, like, a damn good story about it. So when you make a damn good story, nobody cares. And so the problem with woke stuff is when it's garbage. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same as the anti-woke stuff. That's also garbage.
It's
where
kind of
like
it-
I get
it's
it
just
that
that
you
it
want to
makes
be
it
like anti,
obvious.
but because your thing
Yeah.
sucks, it also is just bullshit. You know.
Yeah, and that when I say puts ideology first, that's what I'm getting at. Your characters, your story, your overall product suffers because you want the ideology to
Well,
take,
you
know,
could
front
argue
and
that it was
center.
first because it happened in the first 5 minutes.
Well, no, just because something movies have something happens in the first 5 minutes, that doesn't dictate the entire rest of the movie. 9 times that, like if you Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise has a 5-minute opening scene that could be completely cut, and it does not change the rest of the movie whatsoever. So no, just because it's something happens first doesn't mean that's indicative of the entire
It
product.
kind of matters
I was
a lot more
joking
though, 'cause
based
that's
on
literally the
your
first thing you
choice
see.
of words.
Oh, gotcha. My bad.
Yes, they did actually put it first because it's the first thing you see. It's one of the first things. You
Okay, gotcha. My bad. But yeah, I just like then Nina Infinity, by the way, because Peter Venkman says that's not what Nina said though. I was gonna go into that. We got sidetracked. Nina Infinity, I don't trust what she says about. I think that she is trying to soften the blow. She returned it because of the pronouns. She claims she didn't, but her opening tweet said,
Mind,
"I
did
was
you watch
going to
her
look past
stream?
it. I was going to look past it, but then it was glitchier than Cyberpunk 2077." No, it wasn't. No, it fucking wasn't. That game was literally unplayable at launch.
Blaine, yeah, but
The
did you
game
watch
was
her
not
stream?
unplayable. Therefore, it is not worse than Cyberpunk 2077. You were, perturbed by the pronoun stuff, and you were looking for an excuse to tack onto it so that you didn't look like a screeching anti-woker.
Blaine, yeah, but did you check out her stream to verify that?
No, I didn't watch the Nina Infinity stream. I was going off.
Blaine, you don't
the
need to watch like the
7
full thing,
fucking
but you could
tweets
just
she
like
made.
go through that and see how true her statement is.
No, but objectively,
I'm not talking
it would,
about just-
I don't have to watch her stream to know that it is not objectively worse than.
Like maybe it actually
2077.
was really bad for her though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean,
But not more so-
I've seen this game not work on a lot of
Yeah.
places. So
That's
it's
what I mean.
not-
Like lots of people did have pretty bad experiences where the game was not working at all.
But
Okay,
to lead
but
with
sh-
the
But
pronouns.
the fact of the matter is,
Mass
did she
Effect
get to
Andromeda.
stream it? If she got to stream it, then it was already working better than Cyberpunk 2077 because that game was quite literally unplayable.
Let's see.
That game did not. It shipped so broken you could not play it. So the fact that she got to stream it shows it was not as bad as Cyberpunk 2077. So what I'm saying is she's embellishing how bad it was to justify
Yeah.
her hatred for the pronoun stuff as well. I'm
Well,
not
maybe
saying
she
it
liked how
worked
you could adjust
perfectly.
how big your dong was.
Can you do that in that game?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it is a role-playing game. What was the?
I mean, I'm not walking around with a small one. I mean, if I have a choice.
Was it Conan the Barbarian? Was that the one that had the? You're like hanging on a cross and you like change your dong size in the character creator. It's so funny. I don't know why they made it in this era of streaming, but it's so hilarious that they did.
I mean, I'm probably gonna buy Starfield and play it, but I'm not. And you know, it's gonna irritate me that that's in there, and I'm not. But I'm not gonna fault anybody who just puts the game down at that point because like I don't want to go any further because you've already set the tone for me, and you know I don't want to get invested in a game that is gonna end up pissing me off.
Here,
when I have
hold on.
opportunity now
Because I get what you're saying. I'm gonna push back on it because I get what you're saying. Let me see if I can find the tweet because I'm gonna want you to share my screen here in a moment, Blaine. Let me.
I got you.
Because this is
Not everybody has cool
this is the
cameras
sort
like
of thing that's bothering me. That the anti-woke crowd is getting. Here it is. Okay.
Petty it feels.
All right. If you want to share my screen, or maybe I can choose. Oh yeah, I can choose the option.
You
Okay.
you have to say to share, and then
Yeah.
I can.
All right, there we go. Right here.
Give me my mouse back. There we go. There you go.
So here they are. They race swapped this fucking side character that appears in 2 episodes of One Piece. Netflix doing Netflix things. Motherfuckers telling me it's broke the curse of Western live action anime adaptations. Race swapping a fucking side character that's around for 2 episodes is not woke. Like people,
That clearly
if you were
is
looking,
woke.
If you were looking for people who want to find woke in anything, will find it in anything. If you're looking for it, you will find it. This
No,
I'm
that
sorry.
clearly
you don't have
is
to
woke.
look
No,
for
you're-
it.
You're
That's
race swapping a
Netflix's
character
MO.
that
How
isn't
is this
relevant,
woke?
yeah.
Explain to me
You're
how
you're
this is
swapping out a
woke.
character to increase your diversity and representation.
But no, we don't know that's why they did it, and that's
That
why
is
people think that
absolutely
they
why
do it all the
did it?
time. So when you
no,
see it,
no. Here's the thing. Usually when they do it, they say that's why they're doing it. So then we have reason to believe because they like, hey, we need more diversity. We need more representation. You know what they did not do for this show? You know what no actors went on their pulpit and did for this show was talk about diversity and inclusion. Talk
No,
about
but
how
they
there's
started
too many
making
white
this a
people.
couple of years ago, and there's been a lot more pushback, so they had plenty of time to just not.
They
push
started
that
making
marketing.
Cowboy Bebop at the same time, and with Cowboy Bebop,
That's what I
it
mean.
was
Yeah,
super
yeah,
woke.
but this came out a year later, so they knew that maybe we'll change our marketing.
Right, but I'm not
Or
okay
maybe
with
just
the,
the
with
team
the,
had
I'm
a
not
different
okay
attitude.
Do you
with
think
the
they wouldn't
anti-woke
push it
crowd.
if this
Quiet
came
about
out 2 years ago? That they wouldn't push like, oh, we got this, we got that. Like,
Right, but what I'm saying is you're making an assumption with no proof about it. You're saying, hey, they made this character black. That
The
means
proof
it's
is
woke.
prior
When
behavior.
We have not been
Yeah,
given
because
any
they've been-
indication.
yeah, because
that
they've
for
been
The
doing
proof
this
is
kind of
prior
thing for a
behavior is not
long
an argument.
time.
Get out of here, Stu.
I think
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not in a
exactly,
courtroom.
exactly what I'm
I'm
saying.
I'm the
prior
mayor of
behavior is
Realville
not-
here to quote my boomer buddy Rush Limbaugh. But I mean, if you do it all the time and then it happens again, you can't. It's hard to say.
So-
well, we
so-
don't know.
No, but you could use the whole
But why-
serial killers drink water.
But no,
That
why,
means anyone
what
who
would the
drank
problem
water is a
be
serial
actually
killer.
just
No, that's
keeping
a
the
false
character
equivalency.
looking like the original one when they did it for the rest, basically? They
No,
chose a
Michael
character
Clark
that they wanted
Duncan
to
playing
switch, yeah.
Kingpin wasn't fucking woke. They race swapped.
No, I'm talking
they
about
played-
One Piece, though. I'm talking about the fact
But-
that One Piece, the rest of the characters are basically
That's clearly
correct.
a dude in the left-hand picture, anyway.
No, so are you saying that any time a character is race swapped, it's automatically woke? Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
No, I'm saying this one pretty much.
Okay,
completely.
then
What I'm
why is
saying is-
this one woke?
What I'm
Because
saying is,
this is
given,
clearly not similar to the character.
it's a pattern of
Michael
behavior.
Clark Duncan looks nothing like Kingpin.
Who?
Michael
That was
Clark
the-
Duncan.
that was in the
big
Daredevil.
jacked black dude who played Kingpin in Daredevil in
that was
2003.
I didn't watch that movie. I just
No, it was a
bought
TV
the
series.
soundtrack.
It's a great soundtrack. I bought that soundtrack when it came out.
Boys, let me depose.
Have you ever heard of
explain
Evanescence,
the
Michael?
real opinion. Yes, I have. I know. I
Name
switched my
every
mic.
song.
Fuck you.
Fuck out of
Okay, wake me up or whatever.
Is that
Not his
Look,
sister
guys,
parent was
guys.
not related to her, right?
Guys, I'm trying. No, she's adopted. Okay, basically.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think her sister's related to her mother either.
Guys, I'm trying to explain
That's
that
right.
she's very clearly meant to be light-skinned in the anime.
Would you think
Well,
it
no.
woke if the character was red-haired?
Nami
What I'm
is in
saying,
it.
race
The original
swaps are
character
not
was a
inherently
ginger.
woke. The
No.
idea of like I'm diehard against race swaps, but just doing a
No,
race swap
you're
does
not.
mean it's
Don't
inherently
say that
woke.
I
now.
think
Don't
I'm
let-
against race swaps, but they should race swap characters when.
I didn't know. I didn't
Sometimes.
say they should have done this either. No, hold on. My argument is that it's not that doing a race swap is not inherently woke. That doesn't mean there's still reasons race swaps shouldn't be done and whatnot, but that just because they're done doesn't make it woke.
Guys, I'm trying to explain that I don't think this is a bad one because Oda. I don't know
Oda
if
said
Oda okayed
yes.
it. I
Teenagers
don't know if
get
Oda
opinions.
okayed it. I think he probably was forced into it, if anything, because I feel like a lot of shit was forced on Oda.
It does feel like that because there's a lot of stupid changes they make that doesn't seem like he would do because
No.
it's worse than the original.
He completely fought back against a lot of the changes, especially Garp, but then like they coaxed him into it because I guess maybe the show was finished by the time they told him.
I really
Who
think
knows?
there is stuff that they did that he didn't want in the story.
100% Garp. I guarantee Garp was not.
Because
supposed to
if
be
he was in
story.
control of it, I don't think he ever would have let them do that because it doesn't make any sense. It
Completely.
really feels like, and it feels like a lot of what they did is they portrayed the characters effectively in terms of translating them over, how they look and the dialogue and what they had originally. But any of the new stuff they had just kind of sucks. Anything they changed is just dumb and worse.
Completely agree. Every
I'm just
change they
going to
made was
assume
for
at
the
all
worse.
time, and anytime Netflix does it, that it's done for that purpose.
Because yeah,
At
I
this
just
point.
But
I
no,
looked
that's
through.
part of the problem. Hold on, you can't go in with that
No, it's
mentality because
Netflix's
then you're
problem.
doing
It's
the
not
No,
my
same
problem.
thing the
Netflix
woke
doesn't
people are
make
doing.
the thing though.
Playing,
You're
Yeah.
doing the
Who
same
did they pay
thing
to
the
make
woke
it?
people are doing,
Yeah,
just from the opposite
Look at the
side.
directors that they paid. Look at the scriptwriters that they paid. Look at who's in charge of the show. Stop just saying, "Oh, Netflix made thing, therefore thing bad."
Let's see
Leon,
if they,
I didn't go in
directors-
with that
Netflix made
mindset,
thing,
and I
therefore
came
thing
out
bad.
thinking that.
Oh
What do you
yeah,
want me to
is
say?
that your thought?
Tell me
Real-
what I can and can't say. This is America.
Oh yeah, America Stream. Bye.
Oh no, Leon, look, I didn't have that mindset going in.
Enjoy your
but I
time
came
out in the back rooms there, Stu.
because every change they made the show
Welcome back.
worse.
Well, no, Mike. I was responding.
I had a
was
great
responding
time, by
to
the
Flawed
way.
Man of God. When I was, all I'm saying is that if you go in and you are looking for something, you are going to find it. So
Yeah, but I'm not
the
looking
majority
for it.
of people, like I'm not saying that you're saying this, Michael, but the individual that's throwing a fit about a random side character that's in the show for 2 episodes being race swapped, that's not indicative of the show being woke. If they had race swapped and gender swapped and sexuality swapped or whatever other characters in the show, like actual main characters,
They
we
did.
might have a conversation there because all right, why are they propping up these main characters that they've race swapped. If you know that there's probably an agenda.
So
here.
does it
But
have to
do
happen to a main
side
No,
character-
Leon, they actually did. They did with
No,
the
they
very
didn't.
first scene of the show, Crocodile. He's in it. But it's
No,
not-
that's not confirmed that that's Crocodile.
I
that's-
guarantee that's
if
going to
that
be
is
confirmed.
Crocodile, I'll agree that is woke. If that rumor turns out
Well,
to
we'll
be
see in
true, that
season
Black
2 pretty
Sheep is
quickly when
Crocodile.
they start doing more stupid shit. That obviously.
Yeah,
I
and
they have an
I
agenda.
said in my video about One Piece today that that's possible. I said in my video about One Piece today that they could bait and switch us in season 2 and on could be a woke mess. But as it currently stands, this one confirmed instance of a non-black character being black is not enough to justify being called woke because that's not.
I
what
think it's enough
woke
to see
means.
their own creative vision being shit that I'd be willing to assume.
I mean, if it
things.
wasn't an epidemic,
Serrano.
I would probably have a problem with people jumping to that conclusion.
Serranos, I agree that
But is
that is the
endemic
case,
right
but
now.
there is other better evidence. One, the changes they made, but two, what they did with Cowboy Bebop, where they literally just changed it all for seemingly no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if this show was woke, people, you can look at woke and tell what it is if it's being used properly. The thing, well, again, people nowadays just jump to the conclusion of, oh, if the left likes it, it's woke, or they jump to the conclusion of, oh, if it has a black character or a gay character or whatever prominently displayed, it's woke. That's not what woke is. And the word woke is losing its meaning, and it's not going to matter if we keep using it incorrectly. There's a reason nowadays we laugh when leftists call us white supremacists, call us Nazis, call us racists, call us homophobes. We know it's not true, and so we laugh it off because they've
Like, calling
diluted those
something
terms.
woke has always been a pejorative.
No, it hasn't. Oh my gosh.
Woke has not always been a pejorative, my guy.
I think it always has been a pejorative.
No,
pretty much.
you're just too young to know any different. Woke used to be meaning that you actually knew what was going on in the world, and in those groups you were like praised as like being open to knowledge. Woke
He's
used
not
to
actually
be.
too young
I'm talking
because
about
that
the.
was like that
I'm talking
all the
about
way
the
as
modern
early as like
interpretation, yeah.
2013.
Well, no, but
Yeah, that's
then-
what I'm
then
talking
don't
about the
use- then
modern
don't use the word
interpretation. That's
always, because I
always-
could say that the word
Yeah.
gay has always been a pejorative. But no, it hasn't, because gay used to mean happy, so it has not always been a pejorative. So if you're talking about the modern
Hey,
version,
it's just
that's
been a
fine.
very long time. I'm sorry that you
But it's still
lived
not
a long
always.
time. when it
Always
did.
means always.
Is there a time in the past 10 years that hasn't been a pejorative?
Y'all are tripping.
Yes.
The past 10 years, it's not always is what I'm getting at. Woke was not always a pejorative, because that's when
Yeah,
you have
I'm-
people in
I'm speaking a little bit
2000
hyperbolically. Yeah,
Alex, there are
woke
no
has been
good- there are
a
no
pejorative for
shows
a
with good
very
gay
long
characters.
time, and that's how it's recognized now by most people, I would assume.
But no, woke is a mindset, and woke is also how people woke reactions. It's how people react and articulate certain thoughts. And now the anti-woke crowd are doing the exact same thing. So why should I care what they have to say if they are looking like and making just as stupid, the same sort of stupid assessments and assertions that the woke people are doing? Like it's
Yeah, I guess.
undermining a cause that, in my opinion, I care about a lot. I didn't set out to be like an anti-woke channel, but that's just sort of what it turned into with the things that I was both loving or criticizing or whatnot.
I am the true defender of anti-woke.
Yeah, well, because things are getting bastardized and changed. The people who live online, who live on Twitter, who live for this culture war, a lot of people whose financial well-being is defined by the culture war. Like, I love Geeks and Gamers. I love
People can also
Nerdrotic,
just
but let's be
straight
real.
up be annoyed by things being different.
Well, being different is totally fine. But I'm saying so many people's livelihoods are based on this culture war continuing that even when things aren't woke, they will find ways to say they are so they can make these angry tweets and angry reaction videos about them to continue, supplying themselves with a steady influx
Like,
of cash.
I guess we want to pull to One Piece specifically, the example of that character getting race swapped. You can still believe that this is like a woke thing to race swap the character without it being infecting the entire show.
I think what they do with the character is much worse than the actual race swap. Like the
Yeah.
fact that they changed it so she wouldn't know that her sister
that's
was like going through all
yeah.
this shit.
The
and she
bigger
was,
problem by far is the
uh,
fact their storytelling is stupid. They don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah,
no, I
and
hate you, Nami.
by all means, we can criticize how the story's done all day long. And I'll probably agree with half those criticisms. I'm just saying that the idea of a race swap inherently being woke is an incorrect statement, an incorrect thought process. And when you try and equate it as such, not you as in you personally, but you as in when one tries to equate it as such, like what a lot of people on the anti-woke side are doing now, that's a problem. It
It
feeds
is
into the
pretty
same
uncommon
feedback
for
loop.
the race swap to actually be good. Usually they just don't really know what they're doing and they just throw it in there.
I feel
and
like
they
it's
race
pretty
swap
uncommon
somebody.
for new,
I can give a bunch of examples when race swaps work.
Where?
I Am Legend.
Oh, the
That's
D20
right,
boys.
Stu. You come away.
No, it's just like, okay, I'm
What up?
listening. Yeah, that is an example.
Yeah.
Are you saying I Am Legend?
I Am Legend
only
is one
works
where
if
it
Will
works.
Smith played it?
Say that again.
You saying
I
that
said,
I Am Legend only works if Will Smith plays the main character?
No,
That's not what it means. It just means that it's fine if he is
Yeah.
black.
We got 2
Yeah.
so far from the past 15 years.
How
Okay.
big was the
No,
I
no,
Am
no.
Legend
Okay.
crowd? The knowledge behind it beforehand.
I mean,
So
that's the
you have to
fourth-
know
that's
that the
fourth
character
time
was
that
white
story's been
before it's a
remade.
race
I
swap?
imagine it's
Hold
probably
on.
pretty popular if it's the 4th time that story's been remade.
Has it?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It started off as,
How many
as a
people you gonna
story, The
walk up
Last
to the
Man on
street and just,
Earth, and then
"Did
it
you
was
know
made
that
into
I
a
Am
movie,
Legend was
Omega
based
Man,
off-"
and then it was made into another movie, I Am Omega, and then it was made again as I Am Legend.
Oh, the
How many
story's
people
pretty
know
old
that?
then.
I know that.
Walk up to literally anybody and ask them, "Do you know that?"
So do people have to know it for it to be a race swap? Is that what you're now saying?
I'm saying that there should be like if there's general knowledge.
Oh, we have to have like this qualifier on it now because of the,
I'll put what? Yeah,
You
sure.
know, I kind
That's
of
my
agree.
qualifier.
I kind of agree.
Yeah, I've never heard of the Omega Man.
You've never heard of Omega Man?
Heard of Omega
Nobody
Okay,
has.
Blaine,
Blaine.
Blaine.
You.
I'm shocked Stu hasn't heard of it. It was
I
big
knew I Am
back in
Legend
the day.
was
No,
a book, right?
I don't think it was.
Blaine, it really matters for people to know because you can't call it out if you don't know.
Oh,
And
so you're
also it's
saying if
more-
you're ignorant to a
the
thing, then
other-
it doesn't
the
matter that
other-
it exists.
The other
Exactly
thing
the
is-
But
point.
It's
Blaine,
completely
the
wrong.
other-
You misinterpreted what he said directly.
The other thing is that you need, like, there's a certain iconic factor to a character that you cannot change past a certain point. Okay? And that is what I'm referring to. The character needs to be known and be iconic with their look. You can't be changing it after that fact. That's why they tried to make
Like Snow White.
Valentine.
All right, well,
come
how about
Why
this for
is
a race
Nick
swap that
Fury
works?
work
How about
so well?
Charlton Heston is Moses. Charlton
Because
Heston
people
is
didn't know
Moses.
Nick Fury.
That's a
People
race
didn't
swap.
give a shit
cared
about
How do
Nick
people
Fury.
not know Nick Fury? It was in
Nobody
the
cared about
Ultimate
Nick Fury.
Alliance games.
No.
Nobody cared about Nick Fury.
Yeah,
That
because
is
no one
bullshit,
cared.
Stu. Don't you
Yeah,
act
no,
like people
I'm not
didn't
saying
care
no
about
one
Nick
cared about
Fury.
Nick
There's
They
a-
didn't
He's
put
a
Nick
comic
Fury in those
character
Marvel
that's been
movies.
around
Nobody
since
would
the
care.
50s.
There are exactly 3 comic characters people have ever cared about: Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Nobody cared about anybody.
There's
else,
an
not even
entire
Captain
set
America.
of PS3 and PS2 games called Ultimate Alliance where you have like Nick Fury as like your buddy
Yeah.
through all of it.
Yes.
Cool.
So
Okay, you guys don't care apparently. So anytime we bring up an example that works, that explains exactly what we're talking about, it's like, oh well, I don't care about that. So who gives a
let's
shit?
do it.
Blah blah blah.
Okay,
No,
here's a
you're
race
not
swap that works. Here's a race swap.
Again,
Jim
you've gotta
Caviezel
look
is
at-
fucking Jesus. It's a
when we're
race swap that
talking
works.
about-
Jesus
he's talking
was the
about
white
iconic,
dude.
right? So that would be like Thor or Captain
Who is
America.
more iconic than
Nick
Jesus?
Fury
What are you talking about?
is-
By Odin's spade, brother.
Jim
Nick Fury
Caviezel
is-
played
if you're
Jesus.
a fan
Jesus
of
was
the
not
niche
white. There
thing.
is a race swap that works.
Yes, it's works when it's subversive, because
Look,
nobody.
you don't know
did it.
comics if you think that. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm assuming we don't know comics then. I don't know comics. I don't give a shit.
But
Most
if
people
you
don't.
don't know something, then that it's fine to not know. But then don't make the claim that it's done for insert reason here if you
But
don't
they
know
didn't
the
make
lore, the history
they didn't make
behind
the
it.
Marvel movies for comic book fans. They made Marvel movies for.
Look,
the
DR is
general-
saying
no,
right
they
there,
did not.
Ultimate Nick Fury went black before the movies even. So he was race swapped in the comics for comic readers before they were even going black in the
And
theaters.
this was in like
Oh,
I
when
think
was that?
the race swap happened in 2006 before all this political pandering because it took place in an alternate universe where everyone looked physically different.
I was gonna
Like
say, if they race swapped it just a couple of years before, I don't think it's that much of a stretch to say that they had.
and the
that
idea that these
intended.
movies weren't made for comic fans is
They weren't.
bananas. Iron
They
Man was
weren't.
absolutely made for
They
no. They
absolutely weren't. You're not spending that kind of money for comic book
Iron Man
fans,
wasn't a
because
big.
there's
it
not
wasn't a
enough of
massive
them
budget
to
movie.
make
Hold
the
on,
money.
Are you
you're
kidding?
thinking of-
Comic book
you're
fans will
thinking
spend
of the
so much
MCU
on
as it is
stuff. Of
now.
course, they were made for comic book fans.
they
Yeah,
weren't.
you're
They
thinking of the
absolutely weren't.
MCU of the last 5 to 7
I think
years.
you overestimate how many comic book fans exist.
No.
I'm sorry. Everyone who grew up during that comic era has an affinity and a feeling and a love
I
that
don't.
comes.
I think
Okay,
a lot of
congratulations.
comics are.
All you do is go and like not look at comics. I guess you just stare at Mech Warrior the whole time. But there's
Yeah, I'm a nerd too, but I'm a nerd about certain things. But I also know and I can recognize the fact that I'm a nerd. Most people aren't. Most people don't care. But when you say
why did they have
blockbuster
so many
movies
action
with
figures
big
all through the
explosions
90s for
and
kids?
lots of special effects, then guess what? They're gonna go see that movie.
But no,
But if they go, oh, I'm gonna make an Iron Man movie because of Iron Man fans, so I can make money
yes,
off Iron
that
Man
is
fans.
exactly what
You're
you
not
do.
gonna
You
spend
make it. Hold on, you
$300
make
million
a movie
and
for
expect
the
to recoup that.
fans,
You'll
and if that
never
movie is
recoup
well
that.
done,
You'll
and
never
the
recoup that
message
by-
of the
by-
Stu,
movie
you're
is
just
good,
wrong.
it
You're
matters.
just actively wrong. You have an existing fan base. You say people like this character, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to use that active fan base, hope they tell their friends, oh, this character's cool, and enjoy it, and then they're going to go actually watch it. So yes, you will have more fans that will watch a live action or something like that in the Marvel series, but you also have to have that core base. That Iron Man thing would not exist if they weren't like, you know what, comic book fans are going to come to the theaters to watch it. You're
I really
just
don't think-
wrong about how
I don't
marketing
think
works.
You understand what it's like just to be a normie.
I don't think you know what it's
Or a
like to do marketing or run a business.
Stu, in 1990, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was released. At the time of its release, it was the highest-grossing indie film of all time. That movie wasn't just fucking made for
I guess I
normies.
should-
The Ninja Turtle
Oh,
comics
yeah.
had only been out
Do you
for
understand
6
how big
years.
Ninja Turtles was among kids at that time?
That's
Okay.
the point!
But that,
I should probably change my ideas. Marvel and DC were not as popular as Ninja Turtles overall, I would say. I'd say they had a better
Yeah,
brand.
they were nowhere near the type of popular. Every kid.
No, Marvel and
every
DC,
kid was watching
comic-wise,
Ninja
were
Turtles.
more popular
Not
than
every
Ninja Turtles,
kid
'cause the
had
original
a
Ninja Turtles
Iron Man
comics,
comic book.
The,
In fact,
guys,
most of the kids who had
you
Iron
need
Man
to know,
comic
hold
books
on. You
were
guys don't know
being
your history.
socially pushed
You
aside.
don't know your history, so you're not speaking
I
on this
lived
manner
through it. What do you
correctly.
mean I don't know my
The
history?
Teenage
Because you
Mutant Ninja
didn't
Turtles
think that
talking
Iron Man was worth making a thing or that Nick Fury was important.
It's a vehicle for a Michael Bay film.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's just an action
The
movie.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie in 1990 was based off of the
all right,
comics.
Let me put this into
Which were
perspective.
not kid-friendly,
Because
and it
you're
was
a-
one
Oh
of
yeah,
those
put it into
most-
perspective for me, Captain Stew
it
of the
was one
Virginias.
most more accurate
Red
adaptations that
Blade.
has ever been done thus far, and it was the highest-grossing indie film of all time, and
So,
it was lore accurate to the source
doesn't
material.
mean anything to the.
How does that not? It literally is proof that the comics work.
If they make a movie lore accurate to the source material, that means it was made for fans of the source material.
It doesn't.
Honestly, I feel like just using.
Now you're
lore
just
is
probably trolling.
easier.
Now he's
No,
just
I'm
trolling.
not.
Don't
I'm
worry about it.
absolutely
This
not.
dude's just trolling. He's just thinking he can say whatever so that he can get through. He's like, "Oh, I don't. No, I disagree." That's all. That's where we're at right now. That's where we're sitting.
Look, we've got a person who is a video or a movie fanatic, right? Trying to put themselves in the shoes of a casual. Casuals just want to go because they want to see big.
Everyone
explosions,
starts off as a
nice
casual.
special effects and all
Everyone
that.
starts
They
off
don't
as a
care about
casual.
the backstory. They don't.
I guess
Everyone
you would
starts off
probably
as a
count
casual.
most kids as
I wasn't a
casual
cinephile
viewers.
in 1998. I was like 6 or 7 years old.
Okay.
But I knew this stuff because I enjoyed it, so I looked into it
I don't
more.
think
Like
you knew how
when-
much you knew. You think you know when you were 6 or 7 years old.
I for certain was a casual at 6 or 7 years old because anyone's a casual at 6 or 7. My point is, if you make a movie, and that movie is, it adheres to the source material, like early Marvel movies did, like Ninja Turtles did. If that movie is made using the source material and is respected, that means it's being made for the target fans, the people that would buy the product, because you're catering to an existing fan base. You only make money if that
they
existing
smartly
fan base.
recognize that. Okay, this was successful for the way they told the story. Like there's a reason why people liked it. So let's stick with that, as opposed to I need to reimagine this. That's a completely different ideology than writers
And
have these
very
days.
little
And
was
all you have to do is
reimagined.
look at
With
something
Iron
like
Man,
The
there wasn't
Witcher
reimagining.
and see how that has changed. Because if you did The Witcher
No, you said
back
right there.
in the
No,
90s,
you hit the
it would
nail
have
on the
been a
head.
completely
You hit
different
the nail
show.
on the
It would have
head.
been
You said,
so
see
much
how
more
it's
true
changed.
to the story, the actual story, than you,
said,
get when you make it
you
today.
said, see how it's changed. It had
That's
in
what I'm talking about,
2008
all
when they
black
made
people.
Iron Man. Things hadn't changed yet. You're looking at Marvel through this context of like 2016 and onward. We're
Iron
talking
Man
about
was just
2008.
made. It wasn't made as fan service. It wasn't made because they said,
I
"Oh,
think
there's
it
a million
was.
Iron Man fans out there. We're going to make a ton."
Okay,
No,
well,
they said we're going to make
think
an
there
Iron
was
Man
quite a
movie
bit of
because it's gonna
fan
be a
service
great
in Iron
big
Man, yeah.
action movie,
Yes.
and we can use that. We can use Marvel as the vehicle for that.
The budget was only $140 million on Iron Man at the time of that coming out.
That's still quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
that was a mid-tier superhero movie in 2008, and it was a huge gamble at the time from Paramount.
I don't know. They could have just
How much
remade
was the
Blade
high-end
for
movies
more.
at the time?
I'd have to look and see what other movies came out in 2008, but wasn't that right around the same time as fucking Avatar? Avatar was 2009, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
And Avatar was like
comparing
the
it to, like-
biggest project ever.
Yeah, Avatar.
Right.
was
So you
way
said how big was the budget for the high-end movies at the time? Well, Avatar was.
Well, yeah, even Avatar still stands above the rest, generally. It's still very high, even
Okay, The
among
Dark
other
Knight. The Dark
movies.
Knight came out the
Yeah.
same year. Let's see what the budget was.
Yeah. It was... It was probably higher, but I can't imagine it was that much
180
higher.
million.
It doesn't matter. You're still
Okay,
going
whatever.
into the,
180 million.
Yeah, that sounds about
into
right.
the proposition to get the funding for it, and they're like, "Well, it's only $100 million, so we'll just throw money at it."
Yeah, it is only $100 million, too. I know that that's hard to understand in Virginia, but it
I don't
really
think
is
that's
not a lot.
I mean, relative to other
Quantum
films,
of
I don't
Solace,
think
the
that's
James
that
Bond
much
movie, was
less.
220 million. Came out the same year.
Yeah,
James,
it's definitely
James
less
Bond's
than
a
James Bond, yeah.
a known entity, quantity.
Exactly, and they
And
spent
so
over
was
30
Iron
million more. Iron Man, yeah, dude,
Not as a
you're
movie,
acting like
not as a mo-
Marvel
not
had
as a
never
movie
made movies
franchise.
at this point. Marvel Studios was new, but we had successful Spider-Man, successful X-Men. We had a successful Spider-Man reboot at that point. I think the reboot for Amazing Spider-Man, it was the same vein. My point, we had seen successful superhero movies well before this. We had The Dark Knight at this point. We had Batman Begins. We'd had the
mean
Tim
Blade?
Burton Batman movies. Like they're
I want a
making these
white
movies
Blade.
because they know there's an existing
Blade is
fan
great.
base
Shut up.
that will pay for the tickets,
Bright
It
they'll
is
is
buy
the
the
such a fun
t-shirt,
movie.
they'll buy the
Immune to
action
the sun
figures.
because he could absorb all of it. Or he can't absorb
Blade
any of it,
was so
sorry,
good.
reverse.
Day
Can we just talk about how good Blade was?
Okay, so
This
here's
was a really fun
so
movie.
in Iron Man, is his backstory, is his origin story, canon?
But
It's
I'll
pretty
answer
damn
that real
close.
quick.
It's just
Budget
been
for-
modernized.
If it wasn't,
Budget for Hancock,
wouldn't have
150
affected
million, which
anything
is
with the sales.
very close to Iron. Budget for Hancock was 150 million. Indiana Jones: The Crystal Skull came out that year.
that's
so-
still a ton of money. I don't care who you are. That's still. a
I
ton
don't
of
care
money.
who you are. It's a ton of money.
no,
What was,
it's 185 million.
That's a lot of money.
So it's a
185
little bit, yeah, it's a little bit below other films, yeah.
So my
So yeah, it
point
seems like
being-
180 is a little bit more normal, and 140 is a little bit low.
Right. That's what it was the budget of a regular average movie at the time was what Iron Man was. Now, and for the last 10 years or so, 7 years, whatnot, Avengers
Obviously, it's
movie,
been going
Marvel
up,
movie,
and they've been putting more
their
into the Marvel
budgets have
movies, yeah.
ballooned because Marvel knows, or at least
So
up until
much,
recently,
yeah.
they knew they would be successes.
Also, so much CGI budget, dude. Man, they spent so much on that.
It's rough.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if Iron Man's origin story in there was not canon, how many people going to the theaters that would have mattered, or even been aware? How many of them would even?
Well, I
be
think it
aware?
matters more if they're
You
not
can
fans
be an
have
original
origin
fan
story.
and have it not be canon and still be like, oh, yeah, you know what? I like the way
Well,
that
you
they
guys
took
use the
Vietnam
canon
and turned it
incorrectly.
into the
No, but
Afghan
that's
War.
not what I'm. That's not what I'm getting at. That's not what I'm getting at. The fact
well,
that is
first, get your
most
terms right.
people who
You don't
went to
mean
see that
canon. You
movie
mean source
had
material
no
accurate.
idea of. They knew the concept of Iron Man. They don't know all the stuff about Iron Man.
I don't think the marketing budgets varied incredibly.
Real quick, because again, you guys are using canon wrong. What you mean is source material accurate.
I don't-
because the Marvel Iron Man movie will never be canon to the comics. They are
Sure.
separate.
Okay.
canon.
Whatever you want to
mean
call
source
it.
material.
You know what
accurate.
I'm talking about, though.
I want to make sure that we're all on the same page, because if you use words incorrectly, that could change the flow of the discussion. That could change where this discussion goes.
Do you understand what I mean, though? If they said, "Oh, that's
I
not
understand what
actually
you
how
mean,
this is
yes.
supposed to
But if
happen,"
other people don't know the
I'm not
definition
gonna
of
enjoy
canon,
I think we know what he means.
okay, so I just want to make sure we've got definitions correct. That's important when you're debating, is making sure we've all got stuff correct. So, and now in terms of was it source material accurate? Yes and no. Was it like page for page same as the original Iron Man comics from the 70s? No, it was not. It was. But that being said, neither was Peter Parker's origin story in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films.
Okay.
Sam Raimi's Spider-Man
how many
films are actually
people know
kind of
that?
weird.
How many people who went to those movies knew that?
Almost everybody
What
knew for
percentage would
Spider-Man.
you
Spider-Man,
guess?
like Serrano said
Yeah,
earlier, the only
Spider-Man is
three
like the one
superheroes
that people actually cared about. He was like on everything.
And people knew it wasn't accurate, but they still loved that movie. Just because
Yeah.
something's been
People
changed
had a lot of
doesn't
fun
make
with
it
it.
bad. Ninja Turtles, while I said earlier was one of the most lore accurate, still has changes to it. I'm not
I think
saying
one of the
that.
things about Spider-Man 2 is the fact that even if it wasn't the original idea for like the origin, it wasn't a bad idea.
Oh, by the
It was
way,
different.
April O'Neil is black in the new Ninja Turtles.
We know,
Yes.
dude. Don't bring it up, please.
Thought it was.
Yeah, but they haven't
That's
talked
the
about how they're
example
being
where
diverse and
it's all
inclusive.
started
though.
as a side
I'm
character.
still not over that they made her a child in like the 2013 series. Okay, I'm still not over that. So
Yeah, no, Ninja Turtles has been a
for
joke
kids.
the last 10 years anyway. But
It's never been the same since the third movie,
It really hasn't.
Yeah.
It really hasn't.
which was awesome. We almost watched that tonight.
Ooh, there you go.
I
Turtles in
think
Time.
also what I was talking a little bit earlier about Turtles. I think Turtles has had much better marketing than comics before like the more modern era of comic book movies.
Turtles just gets a little bit of a break because they had video games.
They had video games too. They had I guess
That
I would
arcade-
consider
that
that
arcade
part of
game,
it.
Infuriatingly hard NES.
And that's what helped Star
video
Wars out a
games.
lot too, is the fact that they had so many video games to appeal to a lot of different kids. So it kept it in the.
that's what's kept Dragon Ball relevant for 15 years when there was a gap in
they've
the
had a
anime.
lot
They
of
would still put
they
out
had
a
a lot
different
of
Dragon
games.
Ball game every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
Well, the
because
toys was the main money maker for Ninja
when
Turtles
before
back in the 90s.
before video games got big. Nowadays, I think video games, like since the late '90s, have been very important to keeping your brand culturally relevant. Because the video games are what get kids in, like young boys in early. Because they'll start playing those when they're like 5, and
Right.
that gets you fans for life.
Dude.
Unless you're Star Wars.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why to circle this all back. That's what I'm saying. Most people did not know that Nick Fury was white or black or whatever. They didn't know anything about Nick Fury.
I think Nick Fury is many rungs down characters that people know and care about.
But the original
'Cause
question
he's very much
that
a
you posed
tertiary
was
character.
the original question you posed was name a race swap that worked, and
Yeah,
since
there
that
were
we've
some,
had like
yeah.
6 or 7 named while during this
The
argument.
best, most recent one was Daredevil, probably. I don't.
Not April O'Neil.
I don't know a good one that's happened after that.
No, that's
Kingpin.
a fat swap. That's never good.
Yeah, I don't know the one I could name after Kingpin. Because I mean, I don't
I'm
watch
still
the
frustrated with how
movies.
Aloy looks in the new HZD. It's like, can you not just like, I mean, it's a CG model. Shrink the little like mocap balls a little bit.
do you not consider Aquaman a good race swap?
No. Okay. Here we go.
That's after
I got
2003.
I don't consider Aquaman a good movie.
No, it's not. No, I agree. It's not a good movie. But did the
That's
race
funny,
swap
yeah.
actively
Wait,
hurt?
what? Is Jason Momoa like Islander?
Yeah, he's a Samoan.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say like
Aquaman's
it's a little
Aquaman's
hard
a
to
straight
tell,
up Aryan, bro. Aquaman's a
Yeah,
fucking
he's
blonde,
blonde, blue-eyed,
Yeah.
calling forth the sea to kill people.
So, well, I'm getting that. That's what I'm saying. Race swaps are not inherently bad. Is all I'm trying to say here. Like that, I should say they're not inherently bad. They're not inherently woke. I mean, again,
Yeah,
would I
I guess,
prefer
would I
100%
consider
source
that a
material
woke
accuracy? Yes, but there are worse problems than race swaps, unless the race swap is being done for the wrong reason.
Hey Blaine, you're gonna have to go kill all those now.
Cool, I'll do it.
You're gonna run out of ammo.
I'll just have to reload.
You just gotta drop your guns and start punching their.
Yeah,
front
just start
decks.
punching it. That's still the best part. Wow. I got so much money, but I spent so much shooting people.
That's what happens when you do dual Gatling.
Dual Gatling is
What
just
happens
too
when you add
expensive.
taxes?
Yeah, it's too expensive, man. I can't do it.
Dakaturo says, imagine if Black Panther was race swapped, would it have worked? Yes, because it's happened before. In a What If
Called
comic,
Othello, isn't it?
Star-Lord took over the mantle of Black Panther. It worked fine.
I don't like that idea at all.
I thought it was the opposite.
Okay,
I mean,
no,
I
hold
think
on,
it's a
hold
good idea.
on. Black Panther, but only Black Panther is white. But he's
Yeah,
like
that's what
raised in
happened
Wakanda the whole time.
Yeah.
And he's basically what's his face? Is it Tom
Tarzan?
Hanks' kid who like yeah, Tarzan. Let's go with that one. That sounds more racist. He's basically Tarzan. He thinks he's one of them.
The white
He
guy
has
raised
no
by
idea.
apes.
And then
That's really pushing it, Blaine.
and then he encounters white people and he goes to his mom and he's like, "Mom, I saw these people who looked like me." And she's like, "I must show you, my son." And she like pulls out like his like baby chest and there's like a jar of mayo for him and she's like,
And
"This
there's a
was
little
found in
clan
your
hood.
crib," and just hands it to him, a little clan hood.
That's basically Steve Martin playing the jerk.
And then,
Oh,
he decides to put
I
the little
love that
clan hood on
fucking
top
movie.
of his Black Panther helmet.
And take my thermos. Oh.
What about Peter Venkman says, what about Steve Martin in The Jerk? Yeah, if you race swap Steve Martin in The Jerk, that movie kind of falls apart. So, I mean, not necessarily. You could race swap him to any race but black, and that movie would
What about
still
Tropic Thunder?
work. So you could have
What-
Steve
what if
Martin
you
be
race
played by
swap
fucking
Robert
Jackie
Downey
Chan,
in
and The
Tropic
Jerk would
Thunder?
still work.
What if you race swapped him or swapped into another race? So we had
Unrace
three.
swap him?
Unswapped?
Do you put him in whiteface?
Oh my goodness. That would be, what if they
What about white
actually like they went full on like to the makeup. They make him up black and then they make him up white, so it's like these layers of face start growing.
No, and then they put war paint on him.
Oh. That'd be good. I need to be less expensive. Otherwise I'm not gonna buy all the parts.
Is that the Moai?
I just want to get the chain gun.
These guys?
Yeah.
I'm glad that Blaine is a Bijo fan now. A Bibu fan.
I've not seen a thing of Bebo.
They're very
Dakasuro, you said a little bit ago, you said you've heard Spider-Man 3 was going to not do Venom, but because of Avi Arad, the executive producer Raimi went with it. They seem to be biased against Venom. I don't understand the Venom character hate. What don't you understand? Because I can clear that up real easy. But so what don't you understand about the Venom hate? Because this one's very easy to break down.
We'll explain it. So
It's less
in the
violent.
chat.
That's the only thing I can
It might
hate.
just be easy.
And it looks like shit. The movies
Yeah.
look like trash.
So Sam Raimi is a massive Spider-Man fan, had always been a massive comic book nerd, and when he was making the movies, he'd been reading Spider-Man comics throughout from the 60s through about the 80s. Venom didn't come around until the 90s. He was unfamiliar with the Venom character, and he did not want to write characters he was unfamiliar with. The studio knew how popular Venom was, and they pretty much forced him into the movie. And so Raimi's like, fine, fuck it, I guess. I don't really have any option. The studio's forcing me to do it. And so he put Venom in without understanding the Venom character, and he didn't want to do it from the beginning.
Okay, so like I thought you were talking about the new Venom movies, and I think those both look like shit and are less violent than they should be.
Oh, are they?
Oh, so
That makes
Yeah,
real
they're
quick,
extremely
Doc
tame.
did respond. He says, "I thought people loved Venom as a character. To be honest, that's probably my naive." No, people from the '90s and onward love Venom. He was a massive
People watched
hit
the
when-
cartoon, loved him. Watching
Yeah,
Eddie
he was a
Brock get dripped
massive
on,
hit
that was
when he
great.
introduced, but that's just not the era of comics that Raimi was from. So he didn't want to do Venom because he didn't have affection for that character.
I was so disappointed in Spider-Man 3 because of the way that panned out. Because I was so anticipating Venom. And then they went through that. It was just.
I
an
still love
awkward
Spider-Man
movie.
3. It's the weakest of the three, but I fucking love it.
It's an awkward movie to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than fucking 90% of anything the MCU has put out, in my opinion. Even when the MCU was good, I mean, I still think Spider-Man 3 is better.
Well, it might be. Yeah.
I also think it holds up remarkably well. I rewatch that trilogy once or twice every year. It's like people didn't really start hating Spider-Man 3 until the internet told them to with Facebook memes.
Oh no, I hated it the first time when I first saw it.
That's fair. That's
You are
That
a
was,
hater.
I was like, what is that whole
You don't get to
emo
talk
scene
to.
where he's walking around while he's the whole Venom on Spider-Man?
See, I like that scene. To me, that scene makes perfect sense. And again, I don't think the movie did a good job of explaining it. But again, for me as a comic book fan, what the Venom symbiote does is it accentuates all your worst qualities. So it was feeding off Peter's not only the anger and whatnot, but also he had been a bit high and mighty because of the success of Spider-Man in the media as of late. So it was feeding on that narcissism and cocky attitude and amplifying it. So it was the symbiote was doing what it's done in the comics. So
and
I
not
love
even comics
Peter.
in the 90s cartoon. That's where I
Yeah.
got it from. That lesson.
Yeah. The 90s cartoon did it well. Like it when people don't like emo Peter, I'm like, it's doing what they did in the comics and like you said in the cartoon. People might not like it, and that's fine. But it's source material accurate.
I don't think it flowed with the movie all that well. In the movie, all that well. It just kind of stands out. This is the point where the movie gets weird.
Would you say that it was made for fans of the comic and the cartoon?
Perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I will agree. There's definitely some pacing issues in Spider-Man 3, especially compared to how tightly written the first two are.
Well,
And
as I said,
yeah,
it doesn't like
chalk that up
going
to
into
studio
it with the
interference.
expectations that I had after watching 1 and 2 and anticipating it. I walked out of it. I can watch 1 and 2 all day long. I've never rewatched 3.
Yeah, I enjoyed my rewatch of 3, but maybe that's just because I am so jaded to how bad superhero movies have been the last 5 or 6 years. Jim and I does bring up a good point. It might be
I think
his
they've been
favorite
worse.
Stan Lee
They've been bad
cameo.
for longer than that.
What? I mean,
I think that the Marvel movies have been bad for longer than that. It's just because it's kind of the same thing over and over. It's just
Right.
here's a superhero goes into city gets demolished, and maybe I can watch that. Like if it's a Godzilla movie, I can watch that all day because I like that format better. But for me,
Superhero's best friend has a tragic encounter. It causes superhero to rethink what they're doing and why they're doing it. Yeah.
I'm just bored with it. I've been bored with the superhero movies for a while.
No, I have as well. Superhero fatigue set in for me real fucking early. Like, I was still going and watching them because I was
happy enough
enthralled
till
with the
Infinity
story.
War.
What?
I was happy enough until Infinity War, or until after Infinity War.
Yeah, dude, I felt like I can't tell you how many people call me a contrarian for not liking Endgame even when it came out, and I'm like, no,
Endgame had a lot of issues.
There's a few good
I noticed
scenes, but the
right
whole-
away when I started watching it. Even though the EFAP would start up, and I knew they're gonna start hating on it for sure. I was like, yeah, there's stuff I liked, but I could tell it's clearly not as good. Like the whole issue with like the stones from other timelines. It's like,
Well, it's just like I enjoyed stuff that was a little bit different pace. Like Deadpool was a different paced superhero movie. Guardians of the Galaxy, something different. Like
I loved Guardians when it came out.
It
Still love
wasn't
it.
the same thing. It had its kind of own identity to it. But Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, those movies. Oh, okay.
I really loved the first.
Dude,
Guardians
left.
Galaxy.
Thor is, I was confused what happened there as well.
Leon
Thor is my favorite of all the solo movies in the MCU. Thor
original
and Ant-Man
Thor?
are my two favorites.
Everyone
Well, a
got
lot of their
afraid when I
movies are,
came
like,
on. Oh,
very
no.
similar.
I like Thor 1 all right.
Everyone got quiet.
It wasn't. I didn't think it was really that bad.
Yeah, it kind of crashed when you joined. So
I know. I don't know,
Yeah, no,
man. Raylo
I
Lives
think
Man,
people
I'm
sleep on
sorry.
Thor
Blaine, I'm
1.
sorry.
Like
just
the
your
first
broad
Thor
shoulders
movie
are too
is
much for the
it's a
bandwidth.
real slow movie, but I liked that a lot. I also
Yeah, Thor
hated the
3.
first Captain America movie.
I love.
It's not even Thor's Day, but dude, Leon, I'm with you. I think the first Thor is actually the best because that's the true character. If you look at Norse mythology, they make him a beta bitch and a joke after, like, we get to Ragnarok. Like Taika Waititi just got too drunk on his stuff, and by the time we get to Thor: Love and Thunder, he's
Okay, I'll
joke,
go
right?
back. My problem isn't the race swaps. It's Tessa Thompson. I hate Tessa Thompson so.
I don't
fucking
like
much.
her
That's fair.
either.
Tessa
I
Thompson
hate
sucks.
Tessa Thompson.
I don't like her either. She's a girl king,
I'll
girl
be back in just a
boss,
sec.
and it makes no sort of sense for the Norse mythology. Like, bro, come on.
I just don't like her. She's really annoying. I don't like her as an actor. I just go in there.
That's fair. Like in Men in Black, she sucks, but like I thought she was good in Creed. I like those movies. I think she's good in those, but like everything else, she's not.
I still didn't get the. Oh, there's another. Okay, swine remission.
So you're talking about Infinity War. I actually did really like Infinity War, and I actually did like Endgame. Like I saw it in a theater, and I was really excited about it. But I think Infinity War was better. But like it was a nice climax. Endgame was a nice climax. It had a lot of payouts, but it sucks seeing like RDJ leave, and I think that's like what the MCU is struggling with. Is because we killed off all our favorite characters, essentially. Like, I know Cap's not dead, but he's old.
They did not. Well, I mean, he's might as well be dead. He's not in it anymore.
Yeah. I heard he might appear in Secret Wars. I don't know if Leon can speak to that, but I heard some things that he might appear. I'm not sure. Or it might be the new Jarvis for the knockoff Iron Man chick or whatever.
Well, Ironheart got canceled, or not canceled. It got put on indefinite hiatus, so probably not going to be her.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good.
I'll be 100% honest. I couldn't fucking care less. Despite my appreciation for the early MCU when it was doing something that had more or less never been done before, I've actually never liked Iron Man as a character. So.
Oh, you didn't?
No, even in the comics. As an OG comic book fan, I don't fucking like Iron Man.
Okay.
So, I couldn't have cared less when he died. I couldn't have cared less about most of the Iron Man movies. I don't really care for Iron Man that much because, and frankly, same with I love Captain America in the comics. I fucking hate him in the MCU. I was really pulling for Chris Evans, Captain America, to die. He didn't, but no, I've never been an Iron Man fan.
You meant the actual actor, not the.
Well,
yeah, I mean, the actors. I hate. Yeah, I hate Chris Evans as well. Yeah.
Look, I really like RDJ's like interpretation of the character because he has arc. Like when we look at
the character very well. I just don't like the character.
When we look at the character of Chris Evans, I was trying to look at monologues, whatever, and he doesn't have anything super profound. The only profound thing he has, but it's very stoic. He delivers his line about calling out Hydra, and that's it. That's it. So, like, RDJ has the best material if you're, like, trying to be an actor and doing monologues. So that's what I was trying to do, or researching all that. And I was like, dude, all of his lines are kind of very, like, stale, to be honest. So there's a lot of other characters that are more compelling. Yeah, I like Captain America. I like Captain America, like Winter Soldier. That's my favorite movie out of the MCU. It's just a nice blend of action and the sci-fi espionage feel. I think it's the best one written, more sound, and you're discovering that, like, the reveal of the Winter Soldier and then being your best friend. There's a lot of things at play that makes it interesting. It doesn't even feel like a comic book hero film. And the score and how everyone like the Winter Soldier has his theme, this maniacal theme, it was dope, man. And I dug that film, man. That was peak Marvel to me, to be honest. I think that's the best film Marvel has ever freaking done it, and it's going to be the best film Marvel is ever going to do.
I certainly know.
I'm trying to think if I agree with that statement about it, because I mean,
what other films?
It's not
though?
near my favorite because, again, I don't like the MCU version of Captain America, but objectively, it is a very well-made film.
Because there's other playing characters, right? We got Scarlett Johansson using like the whole stuff from Mission Impossible, just like disguising her face image. We got Robert Redford in there, known for that kind of stuff. So we have like acting nuances in that stuff, and there's tension. Cap is going in his heart. He senses things, and there's that whole elevator scene, which I thought was freaking amazing.
It's great.
And dude, there's a lot of good things in that. I think it's just like people are like missing on that. It's the best MCU film of all time. I do like Thor because of the Norse mythology. I love the Viking type stuff. but like when we're thinking about films, I know other people like Iron Man 1. Obviously, you don't, Leon. But like that's okay. But like besides that, like I like Edward Norton's Hulk, but I know that's not like it is canon, but that's not everybody's favorite. So when I'm thinking about
that's just a bad movie, unfortunately.
Yeah, I like it.
I like him a whole lot better than what's his Mark
Ruffalo, right? That's what you're talking about.
So it's Edward Norton is a better actor than Mark Ruffalo. Absolutely, I'm saying like as an entire package, Ed Norton's The Hulk movie is just a bad movie.
I feel like Ruffalo is probably the reason we never got a Hulk movie.
No, the reason we never got a Hulk movie is
he
because
can't carry
Hulk,
a movie on his own.
Paramount still owns the solo movie rights.
Has he ever been able to do that?
I don't think so.
Marvel hasn't. No.
No,
I mean, have Mark
Ruffalo
ever
this
been
is facts right here, man.
the main character in the movie?
I can't.
No,
think
no,
of
no.
one.
Mark Ruffalo has never been any movies I know. He's never been the main character. He's
Yeah, I
been
can't think of
the
any.
main love interest, but never the main character.
Yeah, like even in Birdman, he wasn't the main character, but he was a major part of it. Birdman is a awesome film, by the way. Check it out. Which I think so. But
yeah,
Hulk
I
movie
think
has
you're
rights
probably
problems.
right about Captain America 2 being the best made Marvel movie.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
What else?
I'm
What
partial to
else film
Ant-Man.
would be
I
better
think
though?
Ant-Man
Like,
I really love
deserves way
Civil
more
War.
credit.
well, that's a continue on from that, and I agree. Like, I mean, I can agree
Flying
with
Gas is a
that.
different
Like,
movie,
it's
but
like what I was bringing up in the chat that like I like that film, but in the comics, this is like a light. This is not actually what happened. I realize not everything's going to work on film because you only have so many minutes in which you can put things in. But this thing,
Civil War is. You have to look at it differently than the comics though, because like they're not the Civil War is my second favorite comic book story arc.
this
of
was
all
a
time.
sparring match. This was like in the comics, it was like for real, right, Leon?
oh no, this mattered a lot in the film.
Sorry, I was checking something. Yeah, no, the as a adaptation, yeah, this was nothing compared to what we got in the comics. But again, you can't recreate Civil War in a movie.
'Cause there's too many
You
characters.
absolutely can't. That being said, my biggest problem with Civil War is just I feel like there's a lot of really easily solvable like pacing and plot issues that I love Civil War. Civil War is actually my probably top 3 MCU films. So I'm not dogging on it in terms of I don't think it's a good movie. Despite me hating Captain America, the MCU version of Captain America, I think Civil War is one of the best Marvel movies. But I think they were so obsessed with the Avengers fighting one another, and building up this cool Avengers battle stuff, and seeing the heroes fight one another that they let the actual emotion and heart of the storytelling, what happened to Iron Man's parents, the stuff with Bucky, Baron Zemo's plan, kind of goes by the wayside, and I don't think the overall plot is near as memorable as look at the humans fight, look at the superheroes fight each other.
Yeah, to me, this is my pushback on it. To me, I never felt like it was real stakes in Winter Soldier. People wanted to kill each other. You could argue about the Black
Whereas
Panther
heroes
kill
actually did kill each other in the comic book version of Civil War.
Yeah, exactly. It was supposed to be all-out war, and there were it was like they had X-Men in that, and I know because they didn't have X-Men in it because of the rights issue.
Well, the Civil War, the Civil War started because of mutants in the comics.
Yeah.
Well, the Civil War started because Abraham Lincoln was elected, and it set a firestorm off of some already really sensitive issues going on between the states.
Really sensitive
A lot of
issues.
state rights were at play here. All right,
and to make
a lot
all
of
this
states'
stuff,
rights, a lot of states' wrongs.
basically, the North thought that Starfield wasn't woke, and the South thought
We're talking about I don't know, Game of
He
Thrones.
knows. He's making a
Just
joke,
kidding.
Tim.
Making a joke. Sorry.
No, you're, Tim's got
I
him
thought it
Game
was
of
funny.
Thrones
Flaw.
on.
I thought it was funny.
Sorry, I was making a joke. Go ahead.
The double joke. It missed.
What about, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it just like, because all of this is interpreted like based on real life events, but it doesn't make it like, there needs to be a sense of suspension of disbelief, but there also needs to be like groundness where people resonate with things that actually happen within society. That's why the stuff with like X-Men, with Professor X and and Magneto, Malcolm X, and
No,
know.
that's not true. Stop propagating that bullshit.
okay, that wasn't based on that.
No, that was
Leon?
not. That's something that Twitter made up in like 2014. That's been disproven.
The characters are pretty parallel though.
They're not. They might be parallel. It's because that's an archetype. It's easy to write archetypes. No, Malcolm
Yeah,
X
but,
and,
like-
and Martin Luther King
okay,
Jr.
sorry.
were not the basis for Professor X and Magneto.
I didn't know that.
But they could be.
Yeah, it's, I don't know,
Professor
Leon.
X
I want to
and his
hear.
wife.
Hold on, Leon.
Yeah.
I want to hear your debacle on this, or like
Chris
tell me about
Claremont,
this.
the writer, has straight up said that that's not true. I mean, that's
I didn't know that. Like, so, like, because every black person tries to defend this, and they're just like,
yeah, because they've been living on Twitter since 2014. People
Well,
also try
Every
and
black
say that-
person? That's a
See,
lot.
What? No, hold on. Alex
more
Moore,
than Twitter's
resident
user
black
base.
person in chat, is saying no.
no, well, no, dude. Like when, okay. Every time I try to talk about this, every person's like, yeah, Magneto could be Professor X, and Magneto should be black, or whatever. I'm like, you're gonna eradicate the freaking Holocaust for the Jews? So, like, no, dude.
I mean,
I'm not.
depends on
Look,
who you ask.
I'll apologize to a subset of audience. Like,
I thought
we
the
all-
X-Men were all supposed to be autistic. I thought.
Dude,
just beast.
quit. I'm autistic. What do you have against that?
No, nothing. You're an
I'm
X-Man.
just kidding.
You're the
I'm just
X-Man.
joking.
Man.
I'm just trolling,
like Rain
bro.
Man. They can all do one
Yeah,
cool
I
thing.
count cards for a living.
I'm
What do you
just-
have
I was
against
just pretending
autistic
to be
people,
autistic.
Blaine? Boom, canceled. I'm just kidding. No, it's just like legit, man. This is nerd talk. I've been on like pods and like we've like literally like in the chats on TikTok. Everyone hates Kylo Ren, and like I have to defend myself all the time. I don't like
Get
the
off of
character that much.
TikTok. Get off of my brother in Christ. Get off of TikTok.
Well, dude, I know, but like I'm trying to have a legit conversation, bro. Like these
On
things
TikTok?
happen. Just because you ain't on there, it
On
still
TikTok?
happens, man. So that's it. I'm done. Whatever,
Sorry, I'm
Leon,
half
take,
into this
Leon,
conversation,
take
so I'm
over,
trying to
take
pay
over
attention
for
to the
me,
mission.
my long-haired brother.
Yeah, so basically
Leon,
there was
explain
this
to these
narrative put
people.
forward by people on the internet that the X-Men stood for a bunch of there was allegories to the civil rights movement. That has been disproven time and time again by the writers who've gone, like Chris Claremont being one of them, gone on record saying, yes, there are similarities in the story, but they are not allegories. We weren't thinking, how do we write an allegory towards XYZ? A lot of people also recently have tried to propagate that the X-Men stories were an allegory to, like you said, to the Holocaust and to
Fuck off,
World War
Doctor.
II because Stan Lee because Stan Lee was Jewish, and that's stuff that was that Stan Lee, Chris Claremont, all these people have said time and time again isn't true. But now that they're all dead, well, I don't know if Chris Claremont's dead, but now that a large swath of them are dead, these rumors have started re-popping up with nobody to say, hey, that's not what they said. So.
Gotcha.
So was Xavier Professor Xavier? Is he Jewish?
No, Professor Xavier's
No.
not Jewish.
Okay.
Magneto
No,
is
just
man.
bald.
The
Yeah,
Jewish
Magneto
Holocaust
is
like
Jewish.
his
He was a
essential,
Holocaust survivor.
So the,
like story, man. Like it's the best story of all time.
Magneto is the last surviving member of his immediate family because the rest of his family died in the Holocaust. He was effectively spared because of his mutant powers.
I think like in X-Men First Class,
living in a concentration camp.
in X-Men First Class, that was displayed the best. Like they freaking killed that scene. Like
You realize that scene was from X2, right? All they did was they took the scene from X2 and just put it in First Class, and then added about 2 extra minutes of screen time.
Well, it was done better because the 2 minutes.
It's the exact same scene. What do you mean it was done better? They
No,
copy
but,
pasted.
I didn't think the X-Men movies were
hold
that
on,
good.
Leon. You just said they added 2 minutes.
Yeah,
it was
after-
done better
they
because they
added-
added two minutes because of the emotional weight.
Okay, hold on. But do you know what 2 minutes were added? Let's do what 2 minutes were added.
Okay, so this is the way I remember this scene. I thought that scene was really powerful because he was a young boy seeing, like, legitimately he was being caged up. And he was emotional and crying.
Where does the new footage take over?
The new footage takes over not only because they add the start, but they also add more to the end.
At what point does the recycle footage end and the new footage start?
Can we talk about how they gender swapped Shadowcat in the third X-Men movie?
They did?
I don't know, man. Leon,
anyway, the reason I'm asking,
hold on.
the
We
new
can
material-
both disagree to agree. We know
I agree
that's a
with you.
dope
The
scene.
scene you're talking about is amazing. The scene you're talking about is incredible.
It's fucking
but it's from
brilliant.
X-Men too. What they
Yeah.
add afterwards is after you see Magneto use his powers to pull to pull apart the cage, the barbed wire where he's being taken from his family. That's all from X2. The only 2 minutes they added was right after that. You see that they took him to Kevin Bacon's character. It's when he's being interviewed by Kevin Bacon and being told to move the quarter. That's the new scene. Everything else is from X2.
Gotcha. But like, it's still a fucking dope scene, bro. Like,
Yeah,
the
no, I agree.
emotional
It's totally
weight
dope
there.
scene.
not a
Like,
girl.
I'm just saying, don't give X-Men First Class credit for it because it's not from
well,
X-Men
but
First
like,
Class.
that's a solid movie, though.
No,
It's
it's
a
the
solid-
worst. It's what started the trend of the X-Men movies.
Well, all right,
being
no.
Abomination.
X-Men First Class, I really
It's awful.
like.
Is
You
terrible.
don't like that film?
It is an awful adaptation of X-Men source material. It is one of the most egregious versions of taking source material, butchering it, and shitting out a story that is nothing
I
like the
disagree.
comics.
How many people watching the movie knew that?
I don't
I don't know how many, but me as a comic book fan, I fucking hate First Class.
Why do you hate it though? Why?
That's for one, they call it First Class, and that's not the first fucking class. Almost none of the characters, except for Beast, are part of the First Class. Those all came later because they want to know who was in the First Class. The people from the movies they'd already made, but they can't use those characters to call it
Yeah,
First
just
Class.
call it First
So
Class and
They literally
reuse 'em.
swapped in other characters that weren't part of the First Class.
They were
just had to get
rewriting
Jennifer Lawrence,
it,
the
though. They
first
were
female actor
rewriting
in there.
it. So, like,
Yes,
I
exactly
don't have
right.
an
They were
issue.
rewriting it. They're rewriting it, Tim. So it's not an accurate representation of
So
the First Class.
okay. So I can understand
Welcome,
your
I'm not very happy.
conundrum. I can understand
We're
your
usually
take.
very happy.
It's very passionate, and you're awesome about that. But I just disagree. I like the film. I thought it was in like a positive direction. The only film I don't like in the new
let me put it to you
interpretation.
this way, Tim. Did you read the Star Wars the Thrawn trilogy? You're a Star Wars fan. Did you read the original Heir to the Empire trilogy?
No.
No, I didn't. But like I've done.
Okay, hold
like,
on. What's something
research.
Star Wars related that you've read that's not been made into a movie or something?
I've
What's
read
something
nothing
Star Wars related
Star
you're a
Wars.
fan of?
Okay, so I got a couple books on my thing. Jedi Search. What is it? Champions of the Force, and this is and Dark Apprentice. So
Okay, Dark Apprentice. So you're you're a fan of Dark
So-
Apprentice. So Dark
so there's
Apprentice,
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
Go ahead, man.
Dark
didn't
Apprentice
mean to
is
interrupt you.
you're talking about the EU book, the original EU novel, right?
Yeah. So like
With
the
Luke,
thing
Han,
is,
and Leia.
man, we
So now
know,
imagine this. Imagine if they adapt Dark Apprentice, but instead of it starring Luke, Han, and Leia, they have it star
They
Anakin,
put
Obi-Wan, and
Ahsoka,
Ahsoka.
man, in front, right? That's what you're bringing up, right?
What?
Yeah, it's Ahsoka. Sure, she started.
Yeah.
No,
Is that what you're bringing
Dark-
up?
the reason I'm bringing it up is to explain the problem with First Class. So imagine they took
Okay,
Dark
sorry.
Apprentice.
Go ahead.
They took Dark Apprentice. The Dark Apprentice stars Luke, Han, and Leia. Imagine if they decided to make a Dark Apprentice movie. They set it 30 years in the past, and it now stars Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka. That would be a bad adaptation. Therefore, that's a problem. That is what X-Men First Class did. It took characters that were not part of the First Class. They reset the timeline and used characters that are not accurate to what was going on in the comics it's supposedly adapting.
Yeah, that was
I
kind of
can
weird.
see your interpretation on that. Like right now, right? Like we're gonna talk about like current like Star Wars Ahsoka. That's Luke Skywalker's story, right?
Well, no,
And I know
current
a lot of
Ahsoka is no one's story. This is all original fanfic bullshit. Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing
but
that's
no,
going on
like this
in
is
Ahsoka right now was part
Yeah.
of the original EU.
But this essentially was supposed to be like Luke's story, right? That's what people are saying on the EU. Like that's why they're getting so mad.
Well, so after the Ahsoka show, there's going to be an Heir to the Empire movie.
Yeah,
that
movie,
was the
yep.
Luke story. But this
Yeah.
Ahsoka show, that's all original stuff. There's no EU source material they're basing this off of.
Yeah, so it's all build up. So I understand like your
But yes, we're gonna
frustration.
build
and
it
all
It's
up
got
that
more
stuff,
female
but, like,
representation than The View.
What?
That was funny.
Ahsoka.
Go ahead, FM. I don't want to talk about me and Leon. Sorry for like. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you're good. We're having fun.
Oh no, FM.
Oh,
I
that's a
thought he
good
was
time for
talking.
me to head out then.
All right now.
You guys are gonna pause.
No, we were waiting for you to talk. So I realized I was just like, yeah, I don't want to like
Wayne's
because I know
muted.
me and freaking Leon hijacked the show talking about Ahsoka last time. So I was just like, I don't want to hijack the show again with Leon and I debating because it like we're master debaters, but like
Oh,
I don't know. That's where he went to go grab some lotion. Just kidding.
ah,
But like no, me and Leon are debating about Ahsoka last time, and I just don't want to repeat that because
drive me to drink.
we all know like me and Leon are gonna debate the fucking shit out of this. So I want to hear from everybody
well,
else.
That's
So,
good. That's why I said
That's it. All right, all
I
right.
should
And I
probably
was
head
like
out now.
talking in the chat. I know I was talking shit in the
Oh, that
chat, but
explains
I
it.
said
Okay,
I don't
yeah.
want to fucking shout. But me and Leon know how to keep civil, whatever. But yeah, everyone
thanks,
else you can
Megalon.
talk.
Tom Pie.
Comp
You
high.
can talk.
Blaine, I think you were
Alright.
muted earlier.
I was
was.
I muted myself because I was gonna try to call Pops because I was worried that he fell asleep. And I know
Passed
it's
out.
bedtime. I've got red lights, so if I've got red lights, then Pop has red lights. So let's
Oh my God.
let's talk
Sorry,
about what we're
sorry.
doing
Me
next
and,
on our streams,
Leon's
and then
Sure.
we'll you guys can continue this on your Sunday show or Monday show, whoever's got more
Or
time.
never
for that.
again.
Or never again.
You never know.
Remember when we used to play Fire Emblem?
It's because
I'm trying to block those
sorry, we
memories
get
out.
heated, man. We care about this shit. Like,
all-
like Disney is fucking nuking our shit, and we care about it.
Okay.
So,
So is
like,
Netflix.
oh, dude, I do
No, we
like.
won't get into that
no,
right now.
stop.
And Starfield.
I
Stop.
do like One Piece.
Stop. It's ending. I'm gonna start just
Sorry,
removing
Blaine,
people.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Pops.
tomorrow
Pops,
it's going to be
what's
streaming
tomorrow?
for Super Mario Saga. I'm on the last boss. I got to beat this thing. So, and I don't have anywhere to go in the afternoon, so I'm gonna just try to. I'm gonna spend the whole
As
time
long
there
as it
from
takes.
9, as long as it takes. I'll
Nice.
see if I can get it. And then
Sounds good.
Sunday is anime stream, back to school special. It's all about anime, anime based on school shows.
Cool.
So,
Little Busters.
brain
Did
not
you look
working
into
very
Little
well.
Busters like we talked about last week?
not yet. There's been a few I've been trying to get a hold of. There's actually quite a lot of them, and I've been trying to like reach out and get them, as it were, procure them.
Procure.
So, yeah, it's on the list. It's coming.
All right.
Anyways,
Nice.
thanks
Go see
everybody.
Pop. Let's get Pop's everybody's links in chat while we're doing this. Leon, what do you got up next?
Yes, coming out tomorrow. I've got 2 videos. I'm not entirely sure on what yet because I haven't looked at the nerd news to see what's going on. But you're going to get 2 videos tomorrow, like always, at 11 a.m. Central Time and 3 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Also, I now have memberships on my channel, so if you want to support me, you absolutely can. I will start doing some events where a few times a week or maybe a few times a month, however I do it, you guys will be able to send me links to nerdy news stuff you would like me to cover, and if it fits the nerdy parameters of my channel, then I'll cover what you guys want me to rather than me just taking wild swings at it. I also once or twice a month probably gonna start doing members only streams, so yeah, you can hop on over, subscribe to Words of Paradise. I cover nerdy news every day, and that'll be that.
Awesome. Serranos, you doing anything?
What are you doing over
I'm
there,
playing Armored
Michael?
Core. I'm not sucking my dick.
Okay, cool. Michael clearly sucking his own D. I can hear it.
Bro.
Hold up. Give me
Pumpkin
some.
man.
He's cooking. He's cooking.
All right, I'll let you cook. Stu, I know you're gonna be off for a while. Stuff in your
That's what she
life
said.
we can help you with, or what when you coming back?
Yeah, it'll probably be about 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay. Alrighty, my man. We'll keep sending you memes until then.
I'll still be shitting on everybody in the Discord.
Sounds good.
And it was a lot of fun. Argument or not, it was a lot of fun. Just so you know, Stu. Like I live for this sort of shit,
I'm fine with these discussions. It's hilarious.
That's why I
I
like
like
Stu,
that.
because we can shout about the places we live and no one cares.
I mean, his opinions are trash. He thinks.
But nobody's heard of Omega Man.
No, nobody's.
I've heard of
Omega
Mega
Man.
Man, but not Omega Man.
Charlton Heston, man.
Who is that? Right? Charlton fucking Heston. He's only the most famous actor of like the 50s.
He played Moses.
The most famous actor before any of us were alive, except for.
Oh, is that his actual?
Planet of the Apes.
Was that a biography about Charlton Heston?
Yeah, he was in Soylent Green. Soylent Green was the biography.
I remember my first beer.
All right, Tim. What's the next for your channel, my man?
I don't know. When you escape from your corn, I would like to get Blaine on.
You keep telling me to watch Ahsoka. I'm not gonna watch Ahsoka. We can talk about anything.
Bro,
else.
you literally had
not
like a
watching
title
Ahsoka.
saying
Blaine,
that
don't watch
like,
Ahsoka.
you want to
Dude,
like
don't-
end waifu.
Don't do it. You've got so much to live for.
All right,
Don't do
I'm
it.
gonna bring you on when I finish Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, I will
that
be
show-
there,
bro.
10 times out of 10.
Dude.
I will call you from like the worst cell signal in the middle of the Pacific. if
No,
I have
dude.
to.
Like when I went to I went to PopCon. I told you briefly about this. I dressed it as Ketchum, but there was a lot of people dressed up as that. And then I saw some clips from it. I was like, bro, this looks fucking legit. So I'm gonna binge watch this shit, and I'm gonna watch it. And I'm gonna bring you all fucking on the over 9,000 podcast. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna bring Leon back on, you back on, and anyone else, maybe Pumpkin Man, and anyone else who wants to come on. But
Doc,
no,
you're-
I think that
Doc is just over
like,
here naming good actors, like bro.
No,
in the chat, he's like, may as well have said Charlie Chaplin or Buster Keaton or Bela
no,
Lugosi.
but
Mr.
like,
Mike. Everyone else is
look,
listed as
dude,
A
I
tier, Doc.
think Jujutsu Kaisen seems like the front runner for the best like anime moving forward. It's not. It's
I mean,
not
I live in
Dragon
Oregon.
Ball
I've
Z,
actually
but
been
I
to
think
the
it's.
area they filmed it. The general.
Oh shit,
Because
man!
it was filmed in a little town pretty close by Cottage Grove.
Yeah,
I've been there. They have a cool mural.
Yeah, I honestly think like it's having like this
Michael, I'm gonna
cultural
mute you.
relevance because I go
You should.
to Comic Cons. I want to go to San Diego and New York. I'm thinking about going to New York Comic Con, and they're making a big announcements for Super Dragon Ball Super.
yeah.
And I know Leon's a massive fan of that, but like, bro, like, I gotta find another anime. I like Baki. I was telling you about that.
Yeah,
Blaine.
Baki's fun. Baki's very
Yeah,
fun.
Baki was dope. So, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Sunday,
you'll love
tomorrow,
Jujutsu. It's one of the favorites in this house.
Yeah, I think it's like, I'm not gonna say anything bold. So I think it's really good. So I'm pretty excited about watching more of it. And One Piece live action is fucking killing it, bro. I think like I don't like what we were talking about. None of the woke
Don't
shit.
worry, Mike's muted.
Yeah. I think none of the woke stuff bothers me. I don't think it's woke at all, to be honest. And I just watch it and it has rewatchability. I recommend it to my friends and my family, and they're like, I freaking love the show. and it just like it makes you feel happy. It's fun, and
I really
like,
hope you're still
visually
talking
it's
about
stunning.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
He's talking about One Piece, I think.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
talking about One Piece now. I'm talking about One Piece. I'm recommending
You gotta-
live
you gotta-
action.
you
I
gotta
think
get on
it's
that
the best
Tim Brainwave.
interpretation of live action. So, all right, I'll reel it back now. Thanks for having me on.
Love you, buddy.
Yep. Peace, everybody. Blaine is awesome. I can't wait till you hit 500 subs because you're gonna grow, man. Everybody
I'm
likes
doing
you,
it.
and
I'm
you're
working
awesome,
hard.
dude. That's it.
And when Blaine gets to 5,000, we all need to do an in-person meetup. Like, I'll go to an anime con or something together. Like
That's
Dr.
what I was
Sir
talking about
saying.
last time.
You know,
Oh, yeah,
Doc
we're
in the
into
comments,
that.
like, if only we can get a Comic Con vlog with you guys, that'd be cool. That should be the goal. Get Blaine to 5,000 subscribers, and when he does, we'll all do a meetup.
Sure, I'll be serving food outside of SakuraCon every year out of my trailer. You can all
Down
eat
by
my
the
food.
river.
Down by the river. Michael,
Down
your
by the
volume is back on.
by
You
the
doing anything?
river. Holy Lord.
Hold
That's
up, hold
that's old SNL skit.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I'm doing I'm gonna stay up late, do some work tonight, but I get Armored Core 6 sometime tomorrow, so I'm gonna be playing that.
Sweet.
Anyway,
Alrighty, everybody.
Leon, by the way, I want to reach out to you about Prism did that like Rise of Skywalker thing. He dropped
Right,
that
yeah.
last episode.
Hit me up on Twitter hit me up on Twitter or
Get
or
that
Discord.
Discord
Both
live.
of us
Discord,
can
yep.
But Blaine's
Yeah,
trying to end the
Discord
stream,
live.
so let's let Blaine end this shit.
Yeah,
Alrighty,
sorry.
everybody.
I'm gonna
Have
hit
a
up
wonder-
this Kung Pao.
Oh, I swear to G, please. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will catch you all next week on Monday. Kampai, everybody.
Come by.
Come pie.